women. I'm here to represent the women who we're not going to pussyfoot around trying to make men feel better or to try and bring men on board. Because for a long time, feminism was about, let's try and bring everyone on board. Let's make it equal. But equality is not always going to be the solution. It begins with reparations. It begins
so you want
with
to be
looking
above
at the
right now? Above
I don't want to be above. I believe I am above.
Feminism is nonsense. Feminism is a joke, especially in Nigeria.
I think
it's
this man is a joke.
And
I don't think feminism is a joke. I think
feminism is a joke in this country.
You're a joke. Marriage as a system already was designed to benefit men. And the reason why I say that is because marriage allows for even the poorest of men to still have a maid. And yes, if that man that I'm with, let's say he loses his money, right? Because that's the thing women hear a lot. You want a rich man? Well, what if he loses his money, right? We fantasize about the idea of a woman who likes rich men being with a man who loses his money. Guess what? He loses his money, he loses me, I move on.
You're an adult, you should be able to pay your rent. You should be able to put food in your mouth.
If we are having babies with men, we're having babies with men who can afford us the best possible healthcare, because if you are opting for the route of pregnancy,
why can't you? Don't women work?
The pregnancy itself is not 50-50, right? The woman carries the whole child. She's the one who bears the risk of losing her life. The man's life doesn't really change after he has a child. He doesn't actually face the risk of death during childbirth.
The hardest job in this world are done by men.
Wow.
The STEM jobs.
I mean, the hardest job is actually giving birth to a child, actually. So that's done by women.
And you need a man to do that.
A woman brought you into the world and grew the bones that you have now.
You need a man to do that.
A man's contribution is only the nuts.
You don't.
Have you met a man that's given birth before?
Men don't give birth.
Exactly. So he's not making the large part of the contribution. But finish your point.
How is giving birth harder than every other aspect of things that men have to do? There are men right now under the sea welding iron. Imagine you are under salt water and you are welding with electricity. One mistake and you are gone. You are fish food.
You can't even afford.
Bruh.
As someone who is
Why should
qualified,
I afford you? Oh, your property. I should afford you.
You can't afford. Let's just move forward.
As a property?
Let's continue what we're discussing. Yeah.
Slavery ended years ago. Why are we affording people?
As someone who is qualified in what I'm discussing, you can't afford the experience of being with me. You can't afford my time. You can't afford what it takes to hold my attention. You can't afford to compete with my own company.
This is a demon right here.
You're the demon.
Straight up.
Opinion.
I don't think you're a feminist.
I don't think that you're man enough to be having this discussion with me. As a man, if you can't afford to date a woman, then you probably should focus on prioritizing your career, your financial well-being, and your goals rather than chasing a woman for sex.
Are you straight?
I think you don't like men.
I am a misandrist. I don't like men.
Beautiful. Then call it what
let's get to the point now.
Stop using feminism as a cover
can be misandrist
to
too.
what you
Feminists can.
Welcome to the Honest Bunch podcast. Thank you so much for your support. Now, because of Una, we dey curate great content. And today will not be different. Now, I dey give information when they help, because I no be bad person. And you know, say info laugh info. So let me start with CDK. If you want to buy your gadgets and appliances, the best place to get it is CDK. They have a plan that makes life very easy for you. You go dey pay in installments, and at the midpoint of your installment, this item will be delivered to you in perfect condition. Why stress yourself when CDK can do the business for you? Why go to the market when CDK can do the business for you? Why worry when CDK will do the business, ensure it is in perfect condition, and you have no issues at all because they go deliver them to you? CDK, you show. Then, everyone deserves to own a piece of the earth, like I like to say. So I beg, if you get 150,000 naira, rather than use and go buy shawarma, or say, I want to impress one girl, I want to spoil you. Why do you want to spoil a babe with 150,000 when you can invest the 150,000 and better your future? Resida has a package that has simplified land banking. What do I mean? You see the land, you don't drop your deposit of 150K, then get experts when go they cultivate the land, till the soil, and you go they make money. You don't need to know anything. In fact, you feel not even fit define agriculture, but they get experts when go they cultivate that soil. From the money where you they make, it go they enter your pocket, and you don't also get land somewhere. You not get any investment when better pass this one. And Resida, Now the brand will be say if you collaborate with you no go get any issues. Since we don't talk, you don't hear anybody complain about Reseda. That's because Reseda do it right and there will be no issues at all. I beg go invest your money right with Reseda and you no go get any problems. Joining us on this episode of the Honest Bunch podcast are two amazing and interesting Nigerians. Very articulate, very expressive, and you're definitely going to have a great time just listening to them speak. Ladies and gentlemen, as a gentleman, I would introduce the beautiful, delectable, drop-dead gorgeous president of the baby girls, the one and the only Chidera, aka Slumflower!
That was a lovely intro. I definitely am the president of the baby girls, so thank you for having me.
Yes, you're welcome. And ladies and gentlemen, joining Chidera is a man who believes that you should speak up, be heard, and ensure that the right thing is done. This man is very soft-spoken. His voice thunders. If he talk, you go hear the bars for the back of the voice. And there are so many ladies who say, every time they hear him speak. Ladies and gentlemen, Victor Ugochukwu, Pharaoh. A round of applause for Pharaoh.
Hello, guys.
Hello, guys. Hey, this voice, no joy police. Ladies and gentlemen, we're discussing everything that has to do with the male and the female gender. It's a feel-good conversation, and I'm very sure that you'll have a great time. I think a very good place to start will be a contentious subject. There was, a statement of yours that went viral.
We're going right in, aren't we?
Yeah, right in, Slumflower, that went viral, where you spoke about, dating men who are poor and how your life can go from good to everything bad when a poverty-stricken man comes into your life. I'd like for you to expatiate on that, share your details before I bring Pharaoh in.
Well, that is a very flamboyant exaggeration of what I said, but the essence is still captured in how you explained it. Essentially being that for a woman, dating isn't just about the fun frivolity of it. It's also an impactful decision that could change your life forever, for good or for worse. And when we bring poor men into that context, it is about the woman's quality of life. And as a woman, the man you date, the level he's at in his life, that's the level that he will bring you to. So if he's in a really rough place in his life and he's struggling and he's poor, his financial difficulties will have an impact on you in the way that he treats you, in the way that he views your success, in the way that you start feeling more inclined to make yourself smaller, as a way to cover his shame and make up for his inadequacies. And that's something that's very common here in Nigeria, covering men's shame. And for a lot of men, they do pride themselves on their success, largely their money. And unfortunately, how that ends up affecting women is that those insecurities are then inflicted on us as the women, and we're told to just tolerate it. We're told to have a very optimistic approach to dating. We're told to just focus on love and the emotions, when actually dating is something that's very practical. And it's something that should be taken seriously. And it's something that women can involve themselves in a way where we can stand to lose our lives as a result, because there are men who end up murdering women. There are men who end up completely changing from who they first presented themselves as. And when women are being taught to just follow the man's character and focus on the niceness and focus on the romance, what we're missing out on is key identifiers to know if someone might be abusive or controlling or insecure. And it's usually the men who are broke who are more insecure and more likely to exert that control on a woman.
Interesting. I mean, it is good that you have set this basis for the conversation.
Very beautiful basis.
Very beautiful basis.
Can I enter the basis?
No, Daddy Freeze, after Pharaoh comes in, you enter. So Pharaoh, you reacted to, I saw a video of yours where you reacted to that screenshot from Instablog. Now, just as we have given Chidera the opportunity to, articulate and elaborate on that conversation, I would allow you the opportunity to expatiate also on your reaction.
Yeah, because I didn't see your reaction.
The whole base of feminism is equal rights and opportunity for both male and females. It's funny to me how people who want same economical, financial, and just equality in totality still expect a particular gender just to be, rich just because they are that gender. Right now, I believe we have come to a place in our society where women are working, men are working. You can do whatever you want to do. Nobody's stopping you to do those things. So why is it that as a man, say I'm 30 years old and I'm dating a woman that's 30 years old, she expects me to have figured it out in life, to have everything
even if she
I want,
hasn't.
even if she hasn't, in the same economy that I can even say supports women more than men. So I think it's a clashing ideology, when you think you want same equal rights and opportunities, and at the same time you want the man to be ahead of you.
So you said
it doesn't
that
work.
Women are more, there's a way you phrased it, more economically supported by men.
Yes.
Can you cite any sources, or can you reference where that is common or a fact in just Nigeria, not even talking about the global
just Nigeria
conversation?
So I'm not going to cite any fact or any researches. I'm just saying, as a person, I work with a whole lot of companies. I have companies myself. And what I would say is that I see this kind of favorism that goes with women. That a lot of women even testify to this. You go for an interview, you're a guy, there are guys there are girls, and they just see that the girls are getting the jobs, even more. And there are places you go in and people just want you to be there because, you're a female.
Okay.
Aside that, sorry for cutting you, aside that, as a female, we still have the traditional thing where men basically do things for you. If a girl have 5 boyfriends, let's say, that is 5 sources of income.
Oh,
you know that?
So I'm fascinated
I want to come in a little bit here, and I agree with you. But if we follow these principles, it is still women that will suffer. Let me explain to you. I went on a drive with some of my friends who have Ferrari convertibles, and I noticed that the women that were driving with them were 9/10s, 8/10s.
Sorry, what's 9/10? Are you talking about their appearance?
Beauty, appearance, packaging.
Okay.
So, yes, an 8/10, a 9/10, a 10/10 deserves the best things in life. But would I own a Ferrari or a Lambo and go and pick a 3/10? Because we need to understand that like men, you are measuring us with money. You understand? You won't follow a poor man. So if you say you follow a rich man, he must at least have a Mercedes, a BMW, or a Range Rover, Ferrari. So if I am required to have a Range Rover or a Lamborghini, what is your requirement? You've got to be beautiful. You've got to be... I wouldn't pick a 3/10 in a Lambo.
And I have a question for her.
So what is your requirement? What is the standard you set for yourself and for fellow women, so that we who have to go and hustle day and night and show up in a range?
So if you notice in what I said, I never made any specifications about any car that someone should be driving.
But you said you shouldn't be poor. In Nigeria, if you are driving anything less than a Benz, you're
to answer your question, if a man approaches a woman and his intention is to date her or to flirt with her or to court her, she has every right to assess him and ask herself, is this man worth my time? Is this man worth me giving him a chance to access my body? Because ultimately, he's approaching her to take from her. He's not approaching her to ask, hello, you're very beautiful and fascinating. What can I take off your plates to support you? Rather, he's approaching her most likely with the intention to sleep with her. So with your point that you've made, and you've eloquently expressed it about your own idea about driving a nice car, a flashy car, and your expectations of a woman, you're entitled to your own personal expectations of a woman. I'm more just saying, for women who are choosing to opt into dating, because dating is not by force, but if you choose to opt into dating and you are exploring the men around you, as a woman, it is your right to pick the best out of what is available to you. I'm not saying that every man needs to be rich. I'm saying that if a man chooses to opt into dating, he has to accommodate the reality that he has to court a woman. Therefore, there'll be things he needs to pay for. If he's of the mindset that he is entitled to access to her body because he has paid for the opportunity to get to know her, that is a flaw on his part because she does not owe him anything. And if it becomes a measurement of a woman's looks and tying a woman's looks to her worth, that's down to your own.
Okay, sorry. First of all, you didn't answer his actual
What was your question?
The standards
My
that
question
you should
is,
have as a woman.
you are saying
Okay,
that
let me hear
a
the question.
woman should go for the best man.
Out of what's available to her.
So why should a man go for the
less.
least?
I didn't say a man should
average?
go for the least. I said a woman should go for the best based on what's available to her. I never in any way said a man
So
should
if
go
a
for the
woman
best.
is below average, she should still go for the best guy.
Absolutely, if that's what's available to her.
So
And if the guy
Would
likes
the
her,
best guy go for an average woman?
it depends on what average means to him.
So where is the balance?
It's not
though?
about
Exactly.
balance, it's about desirability and it's about what you prefer in a person.
Okay, so what exactly does it mean for a man to be poor? And what
It means
effect
he doesn't
does
have
that,
money.
Exactly, we're coming there.
Yes.
And what actual effect, very negative effect, does that have on the relationship that is making it to say that they should run for the people that didn't have money?
Well, when we look at domestic violence statistics, not just in Nigeria, but globally, and we zoom into poorer neighborhoods, that's where we see a higher rate of domestic violence. And that usually boils down to the fact that when a man is stressed out, the first person he takes that stress out on, if he's married or partnered, is usually the woman. In fact, back in, I believe it was 2019, during the World Cup, the Telegraph newspaper in the UK released an article stating that during England World Cup matches, domestic violence statistics increased by 41%. So that means that when the men go to watch a football game and their preferred team loses, they take out that anger physically and violently on their wives.
Because they're
And-
poor?
Well, usually that attitude is something that's commonly seen amongst the working class people. So you can consider them poor, you can consider them working class. But the point I'm making is that poverty is bigger than just vanity and discussing Lamborghinis, fast cars, chains, and diamonds. It's about a woman's well-being, quality of life. It also boils down to the fact that, let's say you get pregnant by a man who's poor. That means you have less or even no access to maternal health care. And when you observe the unfortunate statistics about maternal mortality rates globally, the solution still boils down, unfortunately, to women, especially Black women, partnering wisely and making sure that if we are having babies with men, we're having babies with men who can afford us the best possible healthcare. Because if you are opting for the route of
can't you afford
pregnancy,
yourself?
Why can't
the
you?
best
Don't women
die.
work?
Please let
Do
us
women
finish.
work?
Well-
You are coming.
well, to answer your questions, guys, and if you're going to be a gentleman in this conversation, the first thing to do is let me finish my point like I've let you finish your point. Thank you. So what I was saying was the pregnancy itself is not 50-50, right? The woman carries the whole child. She's the one who bears the risk of losing her life. The man's life doesn't really change after he has a child. He doesn't actually face the risk of death during childbirth. I mean, I've personally not met a man who's died during childbirth because it's the woman that's doing that. So I believe that for a person who is risking their life, putting their entire future on the line to bring a man's child into the world, the least she deserves is to be taken care of. And that's on her to choose a partner who's fit for that role. It's also on the man to play up to that role and to remain consistent in the role that he has bestowed upon as the honor of being a father.
So you spoke about the poverty, and the poorest people are the ones that have this domestic violence, and you just boil it down to how the men react to the women when they don't have money. How about we look at it from another angle? Do you think about how the women react to men that don't have it because of the mentality that a man is supposed to be the one providing? Personally, I don't believe a man is supposed to be a provider. It's something that an adult should do. You're an adult. You should be able to pay your rent. You should be able to put food in your mouth. It's not special, especially when we are living in 2026. I don't believe that. A man can make money, a woman can make money. And then when we have problems in relationship, and I think that is one of the leading causes of divorce, financial expectations. You have the expectation that the man should be able to take care of this and that. And once you are taking care of it as a woman, then, you are not serving yourself justice and all of that. I don't believe in 50-50 also. I believe in 100-100. If I marry a woman, I expect to give my best financially, spiritually, mentally, emotionally to this woman, and I'm expecting her to do the same. I don't believe in gender roles also. I believe that as adults that we are and as progressive people, we should just do what we need to do. Okay. There are a lot of women, and I'm saying this here, that very soon women are already making a lot of money more than men. Women are making more money. Averagely, the average woman has more money than the average man. So how does it work?
In what part of the world?
Yes.
What statistic have you pulled that from?
Yes, you can go do your research.
But here on this podcast, I remember somebody coming here to say that most women that have money, that men are their sponsors, which means that men have more money than women.
Yeah, so men make up the global shareholders
so the
of money.
10% of top men are funding these girls. And they can have like 5 or 6 of these men doing those things. Let's talk about Nigeria.
So what's the point? Is it men funding or not?
So yes, men fund women. I'm talking from your...
So we don't have more money than men.
What? So the top percent of men, I said averagely, right? So I said averagely. So on an average scale, I believe women have more money. The average woman has more money than the average man.
Because they're taking from 5 men.
Yes, they can take from multiple sources, and they can also take from their jobs. Yes.
Factor.
I don't think the average woman is doing that.
Can I quote a
there's something that he said that I wanted to...
No, let me quote the statistics. You know, according to WGEA.au, the average woman does not earn more than men.
Thank you, Jesus.
Globally, women earn significantly less than men, with data indicating they earn approximately 77% to 83% of what men earn, resulting in a persistent gender pay gap of roughly 17 to 23%. This disparity exists across industries due to factors like occupational segregation, career interruptions, and discrimination.
So, can you do that? Can you limit that statistics to the Western world? America, UK, Europe. Because if you put the whole world, you've joined India, you've joined China, you've joined Africa, you've joined... So if you look at the Western world, because I've seen...
Nigeria safe.
Don't even include Nigeria.
I think that starts...
For Nigeria, they say women earn 22% less than men, averaging 1.44 million naira annually compared to 2.4 million for men, according to 2024 data. In 2024, in the United States, women earned 85% of what men earned.
So there's a global pay gap.
So here's the thing. The pay gap, right? We're talking about what women earn from work, and that is what that statistics is on.
From work.
It's from work. And
that's what we're talking
about.
And
we're not just talking from work. So if I work and I get some money and I have some sugar mommy that is giving me money and I have 3 of them, I put that all together, I'm a boss chick. You know,
that's in the minority though.
How is that in the minority though?
I mean, you said the average woman, right, has 5 guys giving her money. That's what you said earlier. That's not the average woman.
If you say how is that in the minority, that means you're saying that in the majority, that's what most women do. Most women have people,
5 guys.
5 guys.
That's not the case at all.
Can you defend that?
What I'm saying here is that when a woman dates, right now, we are boiling it down to Nigeria. And when a woman dates, she's expecting that this man is giving to her, right? And a lot of times, she's not giving to him either.
Oh, yes, she is.
And then, if she... I said a lot of times, I mean, there are the cases where, you know, the girls give and all of that. I believe every Nigerian guy can testify to the boxers and singlets they get for Valentine's.
That's total disrespect. Don't do that.
Come on,
that's like an old gist. I'm not sure.
No, but he's a man. He's telling you that.
No, he can't. Okay, if he's a man, what's the statistics? How many men has he asked?
Wait. He's a man. He's telling you.
How many men has he asked?
Okay.
And
can you tell me that your girlfriend gives you boxers and singlets?
I mean, I don't date terrible women.
Good. So now, if you don't date terrible women, so you are now saying that most men date terrible women. Is that your taste?
Okay.
Is that what you guys do? Dating terrible women? Because if you say that terrible women give boxers and singlets, that means you're saying that most men in Nigeria date terrible women. So if you don't date a terrible woman, that makes you a minority. I don't know if anyone is getting my point. So that means you're even saying that men, they have poor choices.
Maybe the good choices are not really available, and they have to deal with what is available.
And you're one of the lucky ones to get.
Because I do my selection like properly.
Just like women do our selection too.
So
now, you raised a point. Gender roles.
Yes.
I'm 50. Most of us, you are like 40, I mean. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to make a case for all of us. We are from another generation. So growing up in my house, my dad is in his 80s. My dad was responsible 100% for our school fees, rent, food. If my mother bought anything, she bought maybe butter. Or my dad would provide the bread. The basics, I would say 95 to 98% of what we consumed and lived on was provided by my dad. I never saw my dad in the kitchen. I never saw my dad sweep a floor. We live in a world where there's gender role lines are blurred. You agree to that? So why should I still give you 98% when I'm going to wash dishes? My dad would sit down and they would bring his food to him with a towel. They will bring the washing water. He'll wash his hand, they'll give him towel, he'll dry his hand, and he'll eat. And when he's done eating, they will come with another fresh bowl of water and soap. He washes his hand, cleans his hands with a towel, and they take the dishes.
Your daddy chop life.
But he paid for it.
Now provider now.
He provided 98, sometimes 100% of everything we used when we're kids. You want that same 98%.
Oh, I don't necessarily want it. I have it. But what I'm interested in your perspective, and thank you for sharing your perspective from that period, which thankfully we've evolved to a new period now where we can have quite a dynamic mix of things
it's
at play.
It's not dynamic. So you still want the best of both worlds.
As I was making my point, women are in a position, as we've established, where women are making their own money now. And that's brilliant because it allows women to have more choice. So it means that when we come across men, like your dad, for example, who did the noble thing as a man to be a provider, what's great about living in 2026 now is that women, I'm sure you can agree, you've come across these men who they're ready to provide, but they also have a modern mindset where they're not riddled with misogyny and they don't have this perception of women where we must serve them just because they're giving us money. In fact, they understand that a woman's presence, a woman's time, a woman's physical embodiment of who she is worth whatever she said. Yeah, I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But a woman's
your
time...
Your presence on time, don't
a woman's
do
time...
So what about my
presence?
As I was making my point...
Why is there ladies' night?
As I was making my point... As I was making my point... As I was making my point...
Make your point, my sister.
A woman's time is worth what she says it is. And you know what? Your dad and yourself, you both have the right to select women who agree with your mindset. And luckily for men of your nature, there are many women who they don't have the self-esteem to see beyond the roles that have been imposed on them.
Have you asked for my mindset?
We've been discussing your mindset for the past.
I gave you my dad's mindset. My mindset is you bring 50, I bring 50, we share the roles.
That's great, and I'm sure you will find someone.
So why do you
who's
have a
willing to
problem
do
with that?
I don't have a problem with it. I'm saying that you will find many women who are more than happy to fulfill that role. But for me, I don't opt into that, and I've never had to.
Oh, you don't even opt into the balance?
I've never had to.
Oh, wow.
So how exactly
so you don't want my dad's
How is this
side,
supposed to go?
You don't want the balance?
How is the man supposed to bring the money, bring everything, wash the plates with you, do the dishes, do everything with laundry
and still
with
give you time.
And then what you get to bring is just be there, right?
So what's interesting about our focus on laundry and homemaking is that it's very easy to hire staff if you don't want to do that. So neither of us are doing laundry if we don't want to.
And the man is also paying for it. Are you paying for it?
I mean, of course he would pay for it.
See, you see, this is
his
the confusion.
Money is our money, my money is my money.
I think in Nigeria, I've been a lot of places around the world. I went to school in the US, and when women over there say they are feminists, I actually respect them. I don't respect feminists in Nigeria because you are talking the talk, you are not walking the walk.
What's the
like,
walk?
what do you want?
We've been telling you what you want, but you don't listen.
What do you want? What you want is not making sense. It's not
To
making
you.
any sense.
To you.
Okay, so if you expect a man to pay for everything in the house, to take care of you for your time and beauty and all of that, why do you also expect to be receiving, say, same salary if you and your man works in the same office and at the same position? So can we go to your office?
Me and my man
say,
wouldn't work in the same office.
Say, okay, you are not just talking to yourself, but you are advising girls out there not to date guys that are on their level or below them. So right now, if I go to her office and be like, all the men here, you have the ability, you have the responsibility, to provide, take care of the bills. So we are increasing your salary by 50% just because of that.
Okay.
Would you guys protest or would you agree to that?
It's not about protesting. It's also about understanding that feminism isn't just about the conversation of dating. Feminism is about operating in a world where the biggest risk to a woman's life is a man. So for every woman who chooses to date men...
That is wrong, and you are shifting the goalposts.
I'm
Can you just
giving
answer
you
the question?
context. I'm giving you context
Answer
to
the
my
question.
answer.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Say that
So
again.
feminism
You could just
isn't-
answer the question, though.
I'm answering your question.
Sorry.
So feminism isn't just a conversation about dating preferences and poverty and money and misandry or whatever. Feminism is also about acknowledging that we live in a world where the biggest risk to a woman's life is a man.
Wow.
And as shocking as that sounds, and you are our lovely statistics person who pulls up all the great stats for us, when we observe different parts of the world and what kind of violences women tend to face, depending on where you are in the world, it's worse. So if we look at countries like India or even Pakistan, those countries have the highest reputation for acid attacks. And those acid attacks usually happen to women who decline men's advances. So that means if a man chats a woman up, expresses romantic interest in her, and she says she doesn't want to, that can result in her losing her life. Now, I would love to know from maybe all of the men in the room, because you guys could give me an answer, like what measures do you all take to protect yourselves from women on a daily basis?
What do Nigerian men, what measures?
Well, just
do
three of you,
Nigerian
not
men-
even just
We
three of
protect
you in
our
the
bank
room.
accounts.
Okay, do you have an answer?
No.
Because the reason I'm asking is
you didn't
women...
answer my question, so I'm trying to like...
do you want to rephrase your question? Because the question wasn't direct.
You didn't answer my question.
What's your question?
Should I ask it in a direct way?
Ask your question, yeah.
Okay, you expect men to take care of the bills and also pay for the help if help is needed at home.
Okay.
Say the woman is working in an office, same office with her husband, and she's getting same pay. Do we go to the office and say, since this man have more responsibility to deal with, can we give him 50% more salary just because of his responsibility?
Absolutely.
You want equality financially and economically, but you don't want it when it comes to responsibility.
Now, I didn't say
And
I
that's
wanted
why it
equality.
doesn't-
I want equity. So the difference between equality and equity is equality...
Moving the goalposts again.
I'm answering your question. I'm not moving the goalpost. You
What
said
are you
equality
saying?
and I'm referencing
Can you
your
just
points.
answer the question?
I said yes to him getting a raise.
Okay, he gets a raise.
Yeah, because that's more money
you
for me.
agree with that?
Yes, if I'm his hypothetical wife, that's more money for me. So great
Then I'm
news.
fine with that.
Now, Pharaoh said
Great.
something. Pharaoh said something. He said, feminists are broad. He respects them. I'm going to share a story with you. A friend of mine, Chris, works in Canada. He told this story of my life. He was dating this girl, and then she was broke, or she didn't have some money at that particular period. And he was like, yo, babe, what's up? Come to my place. And she's like, I don't have money for Uber. And the guy was like, yeah, that's nothing. I'll send you money for Uber. He said the girl didn't talk to him for a month. Now, how dare you tell me you send me money for an Uber? Now, that's
True
a
that.
feminist. She felt slighted when a man got up and said he was going to pay for what she should pay for. He didn't do it out of a bad place. He offered like we all would offer in Nigeria. Oh, don't worry, I'll take care of the bill.
I think he did the right thing by offering. Now, you said she's a feminist. I agree.
That's the
What can
feminism
also
that I want to see in Nigeria.
Nigeria,
for
exactly.
what you want to see, but it's not about what you want to see. It's about what
So
we want
if
to
you
see
wanted
as
to
women.
come and see me,
And
I offer to pay your cab, you will reject it. Zini, there is God.
First of all, Daddy Freeze. First of all, and this is, I'm not hiding to say it. People that know me know that if I don't have money in my bank account, I'm not leaving my house.
At all.
Because I might be, chances that I will be embarrassed.
Vex money.
Or in danger.
Chances that I will reach there and I will now be calling you. Next work fit day. The taxi guy will tell me, say, Alpha, madam. There are chances like that.
But majority of
so the
girls
truth is that I
actually-
will diplomatically, what I expected her as a feminist to do in that sense. Because you can't tell me your problem and expect me as a responsible person not to offer to help. So you could have diplomatically found a way to say you will not be available until when you're okay to make that move.
So are you saying the issue is her accepting the Uber?
Sorry, you saying, I'm saying come to my house. You say, I don't have transport money. What do you expect me
go
to
ahead
do?
and
I will
say, how dare
you
you.
send your
Offer,
account
yeah.
details, let me help you. So when I now say send me your account details, you now say no. Why are you telling me to send my account details? Don't tell me the problem.
Yeah,
if you
I don't get
want
why
me
she
to
did
help.
that.
Yeah.
I'm
Just-
trying to
I
Okay,
think
understand.
she's a special kind of
No.
person.
Why you
So,
not
so here's the
Imagine
thing.
the
The point
conversation.
she's trying to make now is that in Nigeria, majority of girls
Feminists.
seem to be fighting for feminist kini, but they are not acting in accordance.
Oh,
So can
God
you
will
give
bless
a can you give a
abundantly.
definition of feminism?
Everybody, equity. na the
Equity
one
that you
you're
are saying.
No, I would
saying.
like to understand your definition.
Okay, it's even equality.
It's
that I used to
equality,
call
not
it. You are the
equity.
one that you are purposely calling it equity. But let's
I'll
leave
explain
that
my
one.
point, but I want to understand
problem.
your perspective.
You want to be like this. You want a man to be like this, and you will be like this.
Let me
But
show you
what
what I'll
makes
be- I'll
a
be
man? What puts a man here?
She'll show you how
I'm showing you,
You
sir.
want to
Show her.
do this one like
I'll
that.
be up, he'll be.
You want a man to be like this while you're like this.
No, I'll
but
be
what
up.
makes a man here? You don't want to do it and come here, but you are shouting that you want to be like this. So I think that's what he's
Is that
trying
what you're
to
saying?
say.
Nigerian feminists are
So with,
Yes,
with,
now everybody
with-
knows
with-
that.
okay.
with the transportation thing, right? I keep saying this. As a man, I'm not advocating for a man to be poor. I think if a man or a woman is poor, they are
A man or a woman.
Yes.
man or a woman. I take all of us like adults. I don't think anybody is higher than anybody. If you are poor, go and work on your finances before you want to
Whether
date.
I agree.
Thank
Or you
I
work on
agree.
your mentality to know that, okay, I am a poor person, not to call yourself a poor man or a poor woman. So when it comes to this transport thing, right, I don't mind if a girl don't have transport to come see me. Anybody can be broke at any time. But the way you put it, the way you talk to me, that matters. It tells me that you have some brain in your head. So there are girls that wanted to come out and they like, okay, I'm sorry, I can't make it because I'm not too, buoyant at this point in time. And it's left for the man to be like, oh, okay, I would take care of that. But I've had other girls that will be like, they even book a cab, come in front of your house or the restaurant, and they just send the Uber's man account number to you.
Sharp.
Yes.
And when
That's
I
me.
when I ask, what's going on here, and one girl told me, "Are you not supposed to pay for it?"
Hey.
I blocked her number
As her dad.
right there. She was in
Protect
front
your
of there.
peace.
I blocked her number. So as a guy, I think men, we are enablers to these bad behaviors.
Oh.
We are enablers to it.
Preach.
So when we stop enabling it, look at a woman beyond her beauty. I need you to be immune to a woman's beauty, her body, all of that. If she
That's
doesn't
never gonna
have,
happen.
I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't end well for a lot of them. So a little bit of my background that you don't know is that I'm a lifestyle and wellness coach for men. In the past 2 years, I've spoken to over 2,000 men, in counseling, both online and physically. So I see what men go through. I see the pain. I see people that I've spoken to a billionaire before.
Okay.
I've seen people that have all the money. They gave all the money. They are still getting disrespected.
Child.
They are still getting played and all of that.
Child.
So as a man, you need to protect yourself and stop this thing. You don't need to just reduce yourself to a means of payment. If you are doing that, you're actually doing yourself a disservice.
I want to ask you a question. I want to
No,
ask you-
let
I wanna
her
ask
respond.
you
Let
a
her respond to
question.
him. Yes, let her respond to him.
Is there a question you want me to
No,
respond to?
when he gave the example of a lady outside in the
Yeah,
Uber,
she said that she used to do it.
you said
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah.
Because if I'm seeing a guy, like dating a guy, we've already established a dynamic where he would offer it by himself. So usually he would have sent me a text being like, don't forget to send me the driver's payment details when you arrive.
Are you
those are the
broke?
kind of guys I date.
Are you broke?
I'm not broke. But
See,
I'll ask you a question. What should poor people do?
The thing with you dating those kind of guys is that you are still going to treat them with same disrespect.
what disrespect?
So he is losing at the end of the day.
What's the disrespect
He is
you're
losing
referencing?
at the end of the day. Okay, so for example, I have friends. I'm not even sorry, my guys, if you're watching, but I will not call your name. But I have friends that they can go to the club and take a girl home and pay like $1 million, 1.5, and all of that. And same girl, I can just talk to her and be nice, or she sees me. Oh, this guy is tall. He's 6'8". He's this. He's looking good, and I still do the same thing that you're paying 1.5 for. In fact, I even enjoy it more because she really wants to do it with me. She's
That's
not
good.
doing it because of the
Consensual.
money.
Consent is
right?
important.
So, who is losing at the end of the day?
Nobody's losing. You said she wants to do it by herself.
Who is losing?
Right?
He is losing
What's
because
he
he paid
losing?
1.5
Is that a lot of money
for
for him?
something he couldn't pay
Not
for.
if he's broke.
I wanted to ask you, in this sense of everything that you said, there are some poor men, in quotes, that will be watching this podcast.
Yes.
And they will be asking,
What should I
what
do?
should we do? Are we not entitled to an erection because we don't have
Good
money
question.
in our bank account? What should we do?
Well, this is the thing. Every person's entitled to their sexual arousal. Poor men are entitled to an erection. Poor women are entitled to wet pussy. Now, to get to the point of the question you're asking, which is, am I not allowed to participate in dating? Or am I not deserving of love? The point I want to make is every single person is deserving of love. Now, when it comes to dating, I believe that there should be other priorities in place. Just like how if you're in a place in your life where you're just surrounded by disarray, scatter, you need to prioritize your finances, you need to get a job, you need to figure out your mental health. Dating isn't something you should be prioritizing. If you're in a place in your life where you feel more mentally regulated, and you're more at peace with yourself and you believe you have something exciting to offer a woman in her life, that's when you should opt into dating. But whether you opt into dating or not doesn't change the fact that you can still live a very well, fruitful, nourished life without having to opt into dating. Because I think the way we discuss dating is almost like it's something we have to do by force. Remember that it's not by force, and not even women, right, who are supposed to be the ones we're prioritizing in this conversation. I don't believe every woman should be dating right now. I believe that there's a season for everything. I believe that as a woman, your money should come first in everything you're doing. Just like how we encourage women in the workplace, in their careers, go for the highest paying job in your field, advocate for that raise, put yourself forward for that career that you feel too scared to speak up for. We encourage women to put themselves forward and earn more in a world where globally they earn less, right? But then when it comes to dating, that's where we now try to talk women out of that, and we now try to tell women instead, just settle for whatever comes to you. And I don't think that that is a functional way for a woman to live her life. I believe that if a woman is encouraged to prioritize her finances in work and in life, she should also prioritize her financial well-being in the romantic options that she assesses. And the great thing about being a woman is that you will attract all types of men, poor, broke, working on it, but it's your decision to choose what will be best for you. And not everybody gets to make the final cut. And that's just the fact of life.
Chidera,
Yes.
it is said, you may agree or disagree, that men are in their prime in their 40s and women are in their prime in their early 20s.
What does prime mean?
A man, prime
Most
for a man,
desirable.
according to
Just for the context of the viewers, that's why I'm
according to, I'm working with your ideology, he can provide.
Okay.
He can buy you a nice bag. He can pay you a salary if you sat at home for a year taking care of the baby.
Is that what you consider his prime?
Yes, when he can afford, when he's fine, because everything you asked for is financial in nature. At the end of the day, you want a man to take care of you while you're pregnant. It's not gonna come free. You definitely don't want to be in a car that does not have
all boils
AC.
down to money.
You don't want to fly
Boils down to
economy
money, yes.
class in a
Financial
cheap airline.
stability.
Financial stability. So a man in his prime at say 40 meets you as a Gen Z in your prime now.
Well, I'm not Gen Z, but I'm listening.
Okay, but let's imagine.
I'm 31.
Oh wow, you look quite good, and you.
31 is young.
Yeah, you look
course
20.
now.
You look you're in your 20s anyway. So let's imagine you're 26,
Okay.
and this guy is 40. You are beautiful, everything is fine. And then you get this guy because he's the guy, he's good looking, everything you want, met all your standards.
Okay.
And you also met all his standards. Mercedes and BMW and Rolls-Royce and Ferrari are notorious for one thing. Every 5 years, they upgrade the model, and every 10 years, they overhaul the model.
Okay.
10 years from now, you're 36.
Okay.
Would it be fair for him, because he's still in his prime, to go for a new model?
Just like, I mean, it's fair for anyone to do what they want to do, right? Just like how for the woman, if I also want to go for a man who has more money, it's fair for me to do that. So everybody should do their thing.
What if he has more money? He is the man.
What if who has more money?
He is the prize. The same guy.
No man is ever the prize.
You are at 31, no matter how beautiful you are, you can't be that beautiful at 41.
I've met many women who are beautiful at 41.
Not like
and they do date men who have money and they're living. Not necessarily. I think that's a myopic view to have. I think that women are beautiful across all age groups. I didn't finish my point. Women are beautiful. I didn't finish my point. Thank you, guys. Women are beautiful across all age groups, and I just want us to be really careful about how we discuss.
No, you can't say men are. It's the equivalent of you saying all men are rich. No,
I didn't say all men are rich.
Delusion, man.
I didn't say all men are rich.
No. Women, if we're using your standards.
I'm answering your question about can he switch it out.
Can we say all men are rich?
Yeah.
Well, that's not the case, though.
No, but can we say all men are rich since
Why
all
would
women
we say
are just
all men
beautiful
are rich?
and the prize?
How did we go from beautiful to rich?
How can we say all women are beautiful?
That's how you view.
So a man can decide
equivalences. There's a false equivalence.
A man can decide that he's rich in character. He's
That's
rich
good for him.
Yeah.
He's rich in
Pharaoh.
emotional
You can't pay
intelligence.
medical bills. You can't pay medical bills with character.
Your beauty can be inner beauty, but you're saying that all women are beautiful, right?
That's subjective.
So can
That's
we
your
say
opinion.
the same for a man?
No,
Right?
we can't. And that's
Why?
your opinion. Well, the reason why is, like
that?
you said, not all men are rich.
Why is that? See, honestly, I don't.
Well, you're entitled to your opinion.
I don't think you're a feminist.
I don't think that you're man enough to be having this discussion with me.
Are you a feminist?
Yes.
I don't think you're a feminist.
I'll describe myself as a radical feminist.
You're not a feminist.
I am
right?
a feminist.
If by the
You
definition,
don't get to tell a woman whether she's a feminist
I don't
or
think you're
not.
a feminist.
Well, I don't think that you
talk
have.
like a feminist.
I don't think you have enough masculinity to navigate this conversation with me properly.
Pharaoh, she brought Moses.
Emasculation doesn't work on me. You can
That's
get me
fine.
a red dress or a pink dress. I can wear it right now.
I love that. I love that. This is a queer friendly space. This is a queer friendly space.
Emasculation doesn't work on me. You
That's
are
good. That's
you
positive to
are
hear.
misandrous. I think you don't
I am
like
a misandrous.
men.
I don't like
men. Beautiful. Then call it what
Let's
you
get to the
are.
point now.
Stop using feminism
But
as a
feminists
cover
can be misandrous
to
too.
what you
Feminists
are.
can be
You
misandrous
understand?
too.
You are going
Feminists
out
can
of
be
the
misandrous
whole context and
too.
everything.
Slumflower, you know
Yes.
what we'll do? Let's allow him, state his points. You would get the opportunity to, at every time, if you want to do a rebuttal, if you also want to express your points, let's do that. So
Okay,
let's allow
so
him
finish your point
make his
about how I'm not a
and move on.
feminist.
I mean, I've said what I wanted to say. What's important to me and why I came here with this topic is that what I have passion for is educating men. And a man out there, I've said this before, don't reduce yourself to a means of payment. You deserve better. Don't date garbage. Please, don't do it. If you feel what makes you a man and your masculinity is how much you pay bills, then I'm sorry for you. You deserve true love. And
True.
first thing that you need to do is go for the women that actually like you.
I agree.
And then you work on yourself as a man to make sure that you can create structures and proper leadership. Be a proper person as a man. Give your masculinity to God also, and He will direct your path. That's what it is.
I don't think that's bad
and
advice at
when
all.
you are good as a person, good people will come to you, and then you
Agreed.
can see through the bad people very easy. If the first thing you are doing as a man when you meet a woman is looking for a way to pay for something, there's a problem with you.
100.
It means,
Or looking for a way to sleep with her.
It means you don't love yourself. And I encourage men to love themselves. Don't be that guy that anytime you want to go out, it's, to enjoy. It's when you are carrying a woman along. Go to the spa. Clean
Go
yourself
with your
up.
boys.
Go and enjoy yourself just by yourself. And you have the right to enjoy.
Yes.
And by the time you appreciate yourself enough, the right woman will see you and come to you. Remember, don't ever chase butterflies. Build a garden. When you build a garden, they will come. And when they come, you will choose the best one for you. And remember, it's not the woman you need is not the woman that you want, but the one that you need. That's the one you need in your life. So that's my advice for men. As for this topic, I honestly feel like, you guys can just ask me anything at this point. I'm done responding to her.
I've burnt you out already.
We already know.
No, you
what
can
she
do
is,
this. Come on, you can do this. I believe in you.
You know, you said something and I picked something out of it.
Yes.
We're in Lagos and you advised him. I mean, it's a good advice. You're advising these men, take time to go out on your own. Don't go with these girls. But the truth is, are they listening? Because there's something they call ladies' night. And there's also, if there are like events, you see guys saying, our babe's going to be there. If babes are going to be there.
Yeah.
If you have an event and it's all boys, they usually consider it boring.
Yes.
So now you're giving this advice to these people. Are they going to listen?
Women are the spies of life, I'm not against any woman. If I go to an event and it's all men, I wouldn't love it. And I'm not telling men not to go out with women. Go out with women that actually appreciate you because they are there.
Okay.
They are there. So go out with them. When they appreciate you, I
have a question for you. What makes women the spice of life in your opinion?
I don't feel like I don't
You
know.
don't- you
I
don't
don't just
feel
feel
like
like answering her.
No, answer the direct
I
question.
cannot survive
I don't feel like answering her.
Women, that's
It's
spice
not
of
like I don't know
life.
what.
But you come on a podcast, you don't want to answer me. What did I do to you?
Well, okay, would you
I don't
want to
know, man.
rephrase?
I
Would you
don't
want to
know.
rephrase that
Pharaoh,
question and then?
I don't know. Maybe I can answer a
respect
question
you.
from someone else.
You live in
Okay,
this
can someone else
generation.
ask him what makes
Is-
women
is-
the
is
spice
shitty-
of
is
life
shitty out
in his
there?
opinion? My name
Bro.
is Chidera.
It's shitty out there,
No
So
wonder
can you
men are
ask
becoming
him?
gay.
Why are you looking at
Men are becoming gay.
Yes.
The reason why I'm
And the
asking
reason
the
is because,
question.
Chidera, sorry, we'll come back to
Because
that.
women are placing themselves on the highest level of the shelf.
So here's the thing.
They are
Why
good
not?
women. You people don't go for them. You people like the flashy ones, the ones that will build you people.
But don't
There
you
are
think
good
this is
women
also
out there.
contributing to the
They are
gay?
the freeze. There are good women out there. Men don't just like good women.
What do you
people
mean?
Like
What-
the people that we stress.
What do you mean that we don't like good women? You
Una
see,
don't like them.
let me
People take
correct.
them for granted.
Let me correct what you are saying. A lot of times I hear ladies say this, and I think what they are talking about is that every woman likes good things. Everybody likes good things, and women are looking at what all these streets, bad girls, baddies are getting. And if they're feeling like, okay, me, I'm just with my guy, I'm just with one guy, and I feel like I'm not being appreciated. A lot of times it's not that you are not being appreciated. You are comparing yourself to what you are seeing on the internet. No, I'm not saying you in particular, but a lot of women compare themselves to what they see on the internet. I know women that go on, internet and see what this person did for his girlfriend, and they're already sad and feel like their man is not doing enough. They are seeing the girls that meet up with 10 guys in 1 week and they feel like,
guys in 1 week.
it
That
happens.
means you met 2 in 1 day.
It can go 4 in 1 day.
Chima.
So you can see that girl is wearing this hair that you wish to wear, but your one man can't provide that for you. And then you say, these bad girls are actually getting it. That is the logic behind this.
But do you also understand that a lot of women go through hell with men when they sincerely see, for every lady that all of a sudden starts to say, I don't like men are trash. They have once been a lover girl. And I wanted to even ask her to say, have you ever been in love? Have you ever been in a place where you really loved a man regardless of what he was bringing to the table?
So here's
Oh.
I told you we know who she is.
I have sense.
We know who she
I
is.
bet you have sense.
Yeah. So to expand on my point, because when we talk about being in love, right, and especially where you said about being in love with a guy who's not doing
Regardless of what he brings.
So for me, what he brings is...
So even a good man will be treated like trash.
So for me...
We know who she is.
So good. I'm glad you know. You should know. So
you
for
guys
me...
should know. Avoid.
So for me, in terms of falling in love, that's an informed choice that I make. So what I mean by that is when I look back on my younger years of when I've had feelings for men and I compare to where I'm at now in my growth and my sense as a woman, I can look back and I can say that wasn't love, that was infatuation, that was lust, that was limerence. So limerence means when you're longing for someone who isn't necessarily longing for you in the same way, but you build an idea of them in your head. I can't call any of that love. But now that I'm much older and I have the sense and the discernment and the intelligence to identify what's good for me, I can't say that when I interact with men that I'm immediately in love.
So
for me,
love?
it's about...
What is love to you?
So for love to me, first of all, is an emotion that's all about making someone feel irreplaceable, valued, and special. Now, if we're talking about romantic love in the context of me being a straight woman who dates men, a man who loves me pours into me and takes things off my plate because he wants to see me living a life that is easy and soft and at peace.
So is it only money that he can use to do all that?
That can pour into you.
No, it doesn't have to only be money, but money is a non-negotiable factor for me.
For you.
For me.
Okay, so he talked about if a lady comes to see him, I want to bring you to the feminist level. Okay. So he said if a lady comes to see him and she doesn't have money for cab, that he could pay, right? So
for the cab?
Yeah, so why is it bad for a woman to do something like that for a man?
Something like what? Sorry.
Like
paying for a man's cab.
Like the way men support women, like the way women always say, "Oh, you should be doing this for me, you should be doing that for me." Why is it so bad in our society that a girl that has decided to do the same for a man is called a pick-me?
Well, because it ultimately boils down to the fact that she's forgotten her worth, and there's another man who could have just as equal interest in her, who could be just as interesting, just as good looking, and he can pay his own way or even more, give her money.
So how does that make you a feminist?
Well, how it makes me a feminist is that I'm exercising my choice and I'm exercising my right to seek better in this life, because prior to the feminism wave that we're lucky enough to experience, women were either forced into marriages with men who had nothing to offer them, and they had to endure abuse, domestic violence, and even death, sometimes even being sectioned in mental institutions.
I thought it was equity, not better,
So equity means
Can you please explain
conditions.
Equity?
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you for the question. So equity, essentially, in the conversation of feminism, when we're talking about equality versus equity, equity is about making up for what has been lost. So that won't always look equal. So when we talk about equity in terms of the conversation of feminism, equity is about giving women the head start that they were lacking to begin with. So what equity can look like is women, especially when they're in marriages, making sure that they marry well, making sure that even in the contract that they are advocated for, because, and maybe you'll be able to help us pull up the statistics, but apparently, according to statistics, which you'll be able to help us confirm, the cost of household labor that women do is about $300 and something thousand per year. But maybe you have to help me confirm that statistic. So a woman's time is worth a lot, to the point where men are able to have the careers that they have now, mainly married men, right, who have been in their positions for years and years. They're able to thrive in their careers because they have a woman at home who's running the household for them, who's making sure that the things that they have to think about, the logistics, someone else is handling that. And I often wonder where women would be if we had someone doing that for us at home. But in the conversation of dating and talking about equity and discussing your question about, well, what about if a woman pays a man's way? Why is that seen as bad? It's seen as bad because earlier in the conversation, we discussed how men make up the main shareholders of the money in the world, right? So in a world where women statistically earn less globally, it feels like pouring a bucket into the ocean to give a man money, when, again, the point comes back to, as a man, if you can't afford to date a woman, then you probably should focus on prioritizing your career, your financial well-being, and your goals rather than chasing a woman for sex.
Are you straight? Are you a straight woman?
Yeah, I date men.
Okay. But are you dating right now?
I'm open to dating. I'm not actively dating anyone,
That's a
but I'm
very
open.
political answer.
Well, I don't have a boyfriend right now,
So-
if that's your question.
Okay.
But I'm open to dating. I'm, exploring my options.
Let's have your take.
I hear a lot of women, bringing out the stats, but when you say men are the ones with the power, the economical power and all of that, the question is why?
Good question.
How did we get to that point
Patriarchy.
where it happens? Meanwhile, patriarchy is a good system to me. That is my opinion. I feel it's a system like any other system, democracy, medicine, any other topic, that it's getting better with time. How did we get here in the first place? How is it that men are the ones that, were working and earning at the time? 500 years, 1,000 years ago, there's no job that you want to do that doesn't require strength. Men did not come into the world to meet a wonderful space. I think a comedian said this best. He said, women waited till when air conditions were in offices before they started fighting for feminism.
Hey.
Listen. I said I'm just quoting a comedian, right? So what am
Keyword is comedian. Clown.
What am I saying? What am I saying? Now, if we were born in the era of, the caveman or the first men, everything you had to do, you will wake up in the morning and there will be a saber-tooth tiger next to you. You have to fight that. There will be harsh weather, there will be scorching sun, there will be rainstorms and all of that. Men were required to fight those things and build everything because they had the strength to do them. And we had to train our younger men to also be strong and put them in the position of leadership because they are the protectors and providers. Now, this system have come through from the beginning of time, and we are narrowing it down to today, and we have also listened to the women. By the way, patriarchy is never going to end. There will not be a time where men are not still the ones in power. Even if we have a female president in Nigeria, the cabal that rules the country, that really, that it's always the cabal that really rules the country, those people will be made of men. Because that is what the destiny is meant to be.
The destiny.
Yes, that is how it was created. We cannot change it.
I don't think that's destiny.
We cannot change it. Because at the end of the day, throughout history, so many men have died to protect their children and their women.
From what?
From bad men, bad women. Listen to me.
Point proven.
From bad men, from bad women, from wild animals, from harsh weather condition. And you see, I was reading about the subject of polygamy. Do you know that polygamy actually started because what women do is that they go to the strongest men way back to be able to be protected from other men, protected from wild animals, protected from other crazy ladies around and all of that. So a bunch of women can come and say, this man is the strongest man in the village. We want to be with him. That is how this thing started. I'm talking about 1,000, 2,000 years,
what's
like
the point
way back. So what I'm saying is that there was a reason why patriarchy came up. Patriarchy did not come up because we just hated women and want to deal with them.
Yes, it did.
It was it came up as a result of something.
It was an answer.
So let me take medicine, for example. 200 years ago, if you have a broken bone, would you use anesthesia to treat you?
They give you alcohol.
They will give you something and they will bend that bone inside. But right now, it's getting better. Right now, you go to the hospital, they find a way to, make you sleep and all of that. That is what patriarchy is. So we are going to get to a time where, in fact, we have gotten to a time that we have listened to women enough. We have worked on the system, and we are getting it better to a point where anything that a man can be, a woman can also be. Mention a law in Nigeria that is for the men and is not for the women. Mention one.
Well, first of all, when we look at marital rape, that is still a very sketchy grey area, especially when women go to the courts and report their husbands for rape. They don't get prosecuted.
Okay, so what proof does she have?
Is that because men run the country?
I want to bring you on to that. Marital rape, yes, is a very big thing. And according to many, they're modifying it now and they're amending the laws now. And before, a man cannot rape his wife. You understand?
Men have always raped their wives, but
however, according to the eye of the law, it didn't exist.
Specify
but now they are trying to amend. In some places, actually a crime now.
Yeah.
However, in no place in Nigeria can a man be raped by a woman.
Exactly.
No. Abroad, a man can be raped by a woman. But in Nigeria...
So you're proving the point that we have a system
I think
in
what
place.
he's trying to say
what I'm trying to say is no justice. If you raped him, it's impossible for you to rape him according to our system.
Exactly. That's because the system we have in place, which is patriarchy.
No,
it affects everyone.
You can't rape him.
I don't want to rape him.
What I'm saying
it's possible for women to rape men, but I'm saying that
it's not legally possible.
What do you mean it's not legally possible for women to rape a man?
You are the one that is putting it wrong.
That's not correct.
What he's trying to say is that if a man rapes a woman in Nigeria, he could get justice. If she could get justice.
Yes.
If she doesn't get justice, probably because of the way the country is and blah blah blah. But if a woman rapes a man, I do not think that there is a law that
doesn't
put
exactly. That's a flawed system because we have a flawed system in place.
But you brought up marital rape.
Yes, and that's what I'm trying to get at here.
But
we have a flawed
system being raped.
That's what I'm saying. We have a flawed system in place where everyone is being affected, including men. So you're saying,
and you think that is because of the patriarchy.
So this young man is saying,
you get me drunk.
So this young man is saying that patriarchy is a good system, and I'm disagreeing and saying it's not a good system. Patriarchy is a system where, depending on where you are in the world, you might not even stand the chance to live your life fully as a woman if you're born. I mean, there's countries in the world where if it's a female child that's born, the child gets killed. That's very common in India. Now we're seeing a rise. I've been noticing it on the internet. I'm seeing a rise of children that are of the age of wearing school uniform. And I'm seeing videos of men who are supposed to be their relatives or their teachers being accused of raping those children. We have a problem, and that problem is men. And that problem comes from patriarchy.
It's a human
and I haven't
problem.
finished my point. And I haven't 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 finished my point. And when we're talking about people aren't just people. We have a system in place that men significantly, largely benefit from. You said it by yourself that men are the ones in power, which is a good point you've made because it proves the point I'm making here, which is that given that women exist in a world where men largely hold the power, we deserve to make choices that are assessing whether this man is worth the risk that I'm taking. Because the reality is when you teach young children to stay away from strangers, right? You're not going to say to them, stay away from some strangers. You're going to tell them any stranger that comes up to you that's not your mommy or your uncle or your daddy who you know that lives with you, you do not speak to that person. Because the reason why is you don't know where
is a specification.
Exactly.
As well.
I'm making a point. Don't worry.
Okay.
We don't know where the danger could come from. In the same way when women are like, you know what? I need to stay away from men when I'm in this neighborhood because this is a dangerous neighborhood and women are frequently attacked in this neighborhood. She's not going to say, some men are nice, some men, the damage and the risk could come from anywhere. So patriarchy is a bigger conversation than just your feelings and your opinions. This is about women's livelihoods. This is about our well-being. And this is about us ultimately, the biggest risk to our lives is still a man.
Okay, so I don't believe that evil has a gender or have a gender.
True.
Evil doesn't. Mm-hmm. So with my work with men, at least 7 out of 10 men I deal with that have either masturbation problem, substance abuse, and other issues that they have, we try to trace it back to where it started. It's usually one auntie, one senior sister friend did something to me.
Sexually abused
them,
as children.
Sexually abused them as children.
Yeah.
And, so I don't believe evil has a gender. Mm-hmm. I think the evil that women do are done silently.
And gracefully.
And that is why I think they are...
Now why would they catch them?
You understand? It's done silently. There are women that are, putting a drop of sniper in their husband's food every day, killing him slowly.
Oh, is it poison?
The poison.
Oh my
killing
God.
him
Unless it's
slowly.
really poison, but
Wow.
There are people
Poison
that
someone.
there's a case right now of what's his name, the TikToker, what's his name, Kyle, was the TikToker that he got a deal of almost $1 billion, and then his wife decided to divorce him after.
Okay, Kabi.
Oh,
Kabi,
wow.
right? His wife decided to divorce him, not knowing that he actually put the money on his father's name. Now she learned about that and she wants to cancel the divorce. She has 10 million
Wow.
naira, $10 million dollars, and he's to get 5 million right now from her.
Very
So
good.
she wants
Wow. That did that thing, wasn't it?
Hakimi did the same
He
thing.
pulled the Hakimi on her.
He put the Hakimi on her. So men are being targeted for their wealth. They are being targeted as children because, that's the most vulnerable state that they can be. So evil doesn't have a gender. That's why I believe if it was a matriarchy that was leading the world, we will still have the same problems, maybe in a different way, but the problems will be there. Now, I'm not attacking feminism. I'm not attacking patriarchy. I'm just saying that all of us as a people, we need to start creating systems that works for everybody.
I
And
agree
that's
with
the
that.
balance that I'm looking for.
Interesting.
I can
I'm
agree
happy
with that.
that the both of you agree with that.
Yeah, because ultimately, when you're creating a system, it starts with you, right? Change begins with yourself. So for me, my own contribution to the system that I would like to see a world where women experience better, it starts with the choices that I'm making. So when I'm looking at men as optional dating choices, I'm always picking the best of how is this going to benefit me? And if that man is offended by me thinking along the lines of how will this man benefit being in my life, then he's not the man for me. And I think that's a fair place for every woman to start.
Interesting. So I would love your take on this question. Who has it harder in modern dating, men or women? Pharaoh.
I'm looking at it right now.
modern
I honestly feel we both have it, hard. I can't even say who
But
has
there's
it
hard, there's harder, and there's hardest.
I can't say who has it harder because there are burdens that are on women. There are also real, burdens on men.
in modern dating.
Yes, in
Are
modern
men risking
dating.
losing their lives in dating?
Yes, every day.
So every time a man goes on a date, is he scared that the woman might kill him after?
Okay, so in
'Cause
order
we
for me
definitely
to
bear
pay,
that fear as
in order
women.
for me to pay for that date, maybe I have to climb a pole and go and work. You remember that?
Wait, climb a pole?
You
Why
know
did I
that?
climb a pole?
He's
Do you
talking
know-
about the work hazard.
Do you know
now.
that? Yes,
The
I
work
must be
hazard.
working for NEPA.
Yes.
And the hardest
Oh.
job in this world are done by men.
Wow.
The STEM jobs.
I mean, the hardest
are
job is
still
actually
done-
giving birth to a child, actually. So that's done by women.
And you need a man to do
A woman
that.
brought you into the world and grew the bones
You need
that
a
you
man
have
to
now.
do that.
A man's
you don't get
contribution
yourself
is only the
pregnant.
nuts.
You don't.
Have you met a man that's given birth before?
Men don't give birth.
Exactly. So he's
Okay.
not making the large part of the contribution. But
Okay,
finish
so
your point.
how is giving birth harder than every other aspect of things that men have to do? Like basically everything that makes.
Is that what you're going to say to your mother when she
Can I-
talks
can
about
I-
your
can I
birth story
finish?
and tells you how she nearly died bringing you into the world?
My mother told me how hard it was bringing the
Yes.
children, and my father also. I watched him.
How hard it was for him to
Can
not-
I finish?
Yeah, finish. Go on.
I mean, it's funny for someone that says she
I'm
doesn't want to be
listening,
interrupted.
please. I really want to
Can
hear
I,
this.
can I not
Let
be
him-
interrupted?
I'm waiting for him, please.
Slumflower, let him make his
Please
point.
do
Bruh,
continue this
stop
point.
Chance to
interrupting me.
respond.
Please tell us how hard it is for him,
Stop
man.
interrupting
I'm
me, though.
listening. Please go on.
Please.
Please go on.
No, Slumflower.
I'm
Allow him
waiting
make
now. I
his
said you
point.
should go on
Disgusting,
now.
man.
Respond.
Go on. Go
Oh yeah,
on.
Pharaoh, let's go.
Go on.
My father, I watched him suffer from a head bullet wound
Yeah.
entering. Can you stop it? It's
I'm
my
listening
dad.
now.
No, Slumflower.
I'm
No, you're not
No, you're not going to
listening.
do that.
No
Don't do
interjection.
that.
No.
Finish your points
Yo,
now.
yo,
I'm listening.
don't do that.
I'm listening.
Can she stop talking or
I'm
maybe
listening
Let him
to
make
your
his point.
points.
Slumflower, let
Finish
him
your
make his point.
points.
Please don't interject.
Finish your
Let him make his
points. We're
point.
listening to your story.
just carry on?
No. You
It's cool.
You are telling a good story.
It's cool. It's
Please.
Please.
you have a soul.
Because listen, I'm
You don't
listening.
have a soul.
You have my full attention.
No, you don't have a soul.
But you have my attention. What?
My mom, always say, the hard part of, giving birth and all of that. And I also watch a man that's my father that when I was 5, he got shot in the head. Luxurious boss, going to the east, trying to provide for the family. That is hard too. He suffered a head injury and thank God he survived.
Thank God.
I saw a man that was so soft and masculine at the same time. There were times where, I would go to, maybe I was sick and I would go to the hospital and it's the last injection. And I was really scared of injections. And my dad would just say, okay, do you know what? Let's just tell mom, see that you have taken it. Let's go. Those are the moments that I saw a man that was so compassionate, that really put his masculinity into the family and he worked really, really hard. So I don't weigh the sacrifice of my mom over the sacrifice of my dad. They are equal to me because they equally made sure that we all came out good. We had the best of educations to the levels that we had to get, and I appreciate the both of them for it. I saw a woman that contributes to the family, a man that contributes to the family. There was no, I bring more money, you bring more money, and all of that. They both supported each other and they supported the family. And we are all good. And I will be damned before I allow any girl to come into my life and feel like I'm the one that is supposed to just be, doing everything for her when she's not doing stuff for me. And then we're also talking about, what men do in the society and all of that. There's what we call the STEM jobs. 90% of it are done by men. They are done by men. This is hard work that men put. Basically, if men disappears today, everything is going to shut down in 2 weeks.
Not true.
From electricity, petroleum, everything is going to disappear in 2 weeks.
STEM.
Because the male engineers make up for at least 94%.
We have a woman in space right now. I think that's an outdated statistic.
So
sorry to break it to you. We have a lot of engineers that women as well.
Did I
He said
say
94? He said 94% actually.
94%. So
greater
kind of
number.
6%
Okay, good.
work for the whole world. It's going to take you guys some time. I'm not saying men
worry,
are
we'll
more
get there.
important than women or women are more important than men. What I'm trying to say is that we complement each other and we should find a way of loving and respecting each other to make the whole world a better place. When we are looking for people that we just want to get into relationship because of money, then that is not love.
Wow.
You love Nnamdi Azikiwe and Benjamin Franklin, you don't love the man. If you're looking for a girl that you just want to sleep with her, you don't love her, you just love sex.
I can agree with that.
So this is the balance that we are trying to create. This is not men over women. And when people focus on, I seriously, none of my friends can, make me feel like, the contribution of women is nothing. I shut them down immediately because I see what women go through. And any of my female friends that feel like what men do is not important, I shut them up immediately because what men are doing, they are risking their life every single day. There are men right now under the sea welding iron. Imagine you are under salt water and you are welding with electricity. One mistake and you are gone. You are fish food.
Facts.
Wow.
And there are women doing this.
There are women. Listen, there's a woman in space right now.
Statistic? I mean, a woman can
He
be
can
in
help us with the
space
stats.
right
I don't have
now.
the stats.
But like, how many women
is a hard
in
job.
science, technology, engineering, and
that hard
mathematics.
job now?
You don't have to go
Men do the
far.
harder job.
Largely
saying that,
because of the
okay,
You don't
barriers
have
of
to go
entry.
far.
He's saying that
Boko
men do
Haram,
the harder
how
job.
many women
Can
are there?
women do
That's
the
not a
harder
job. That's terrorism.
Is
No,
their
I
job.
mean the opposition, the men fighting. Like we had a soldier here.
You had a soldier where?
We had him here. He was 2.5 years in
service?
Maiduguri.
4 years
in
and 9. 4 years and 9
in the
months.
forest, 2.5 years
Yes,
in the forest itself.
So where we got? Is
There
this,
were
is
no
this,
women there.
Is this a
Why?
question about who has it harder? Is that what we're discussing?
Yes.
Okay, so if you want my answer, I can give my answer.
Yes, please. Pharaoh, are you done?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yes,
Okay,
please.
Thank you for sharing that, by the way. Anyway, so my answer to the question is women have it harder because I'm yet to meet a man who can tell me what measures he takes every single day to prevent being killed by a woman. Because when I speak to any woman, especially on a night out, you know, it's 4 a.m., you're heading home, you've called your Uber, the first thing her friends are going to do is ask her, please let me know when you're home. There's a reason why. And largely that reason is because that Uber ride could be the last Uber ride she ever takes. Now, aside from that as well, we're living in a world where we have to have our governments create laws to stop men from marrying female children. That's a huge issue. If your government needs to tell you to stop marrying children, then men have a problem. Now, aside from that as well, when we look at mortality rates around the world, and we look at how the women's reproductive system is controlled, especially in America, what's happening right now with the abortion rules and the abortion laws, where depending on what state you live in, you're not allowed to have an abortion, even if you are a 9-year-old child who was raped by a family member. Now, I don't know anywhere in the world where there are laws put in place to stop men from having autonomy over their reproductive systems. So when we're talking about who has it harder, we have to also think about why we're having this discussion, because we could spend forever arguing about men's feelings and how men have it harder because they do harder jobs. But the reality is there is still no place in the world where a man stands to lose his human rights because he is a man. But we have many places in the world where, depending on what country you're in, your rights as a woman is reduced. I mean, look at Iran right now. Look at the countries in the world where we're seeing these new ideas and forceful laws being pushed on women to the point where now you're not allowed to have any skin visible except a slit for your eye to be shown. And that's not me talking about religion. That's talking about control over women's bodies. I would like anybody in the room to tell me of a country in the world, at least one country in the world, where men have laws imposed on their bodies, especially their fertility rights. So if you can't give me an answer, then you can't tell me that men have it harder in the world. Because you, as a man, you will never know the experience of being told that you don't have the final say over what you do with your body, even in a circumstance where, for example, you've been raped without your consent and you're still forced to keep that pregnancy, and how that ruins your life for the ongoing future. Men don't have that.
I disagree with you.
Because give me your
I
response.
disagree with you.
Of course you would disagree now.
The little boys that have been, there's a lady on TikTok that just for TikTok gifts, she was giving head to her child, her 2-year-old child.
That's disgusting. That's disgusting.
That video is out there.
That's inappropriate on her part. She shouldn't have done that.
Can you let me talk?
And she deserves
Let me
prosecution.
finish. Can she stop interrupting?
Finish your point. My name is Chidera, by the way. I'm not she. Thank you. Finish your point.
Can she stop interrupting?
Finish your points.
All right, Pharaoh, finish your
Now,
point. Chidera,
Finish that your
little
nonsense
boys,
points.
No,
little
Chidera.
boys. It's nonsense. She just called it nonsense points. A little boy that is being given head by his own mother. She said it's a nonsense
That's
point.
disgusting. She
this
did not
is
do
a
that.
demon right here.
You're the demon.
Straight up.
You're the
She's a
demon.
right
That's why
here.
you're not at rest.
I
That's
don't
why I'm
think-
triggering you so much.
So,
You can't even look at me. You're scared.
I'm not even
Are you
triggered because
scared?
of you.
Oh,
you know?
you're so scared. You
I'm
can't
not
even
triggered
look
because
at
of
me.
you.
Oh.
I feel the pain of,
Oh, you feel the
of
pain?
a lot of people.
Is it hurting?
That we
Chidera, please, and Pharaoh, I think it's important that as adults, you know, we show respect to each other.
Oh, of course.
Why we might not agree.
Please finish. Let him finish his point.
Chidera,
I'm listening.
So why we might not agree.
Well, we
or
can
why-
still listen.
Yes, it's
Yes.
important that we allow people express themselves.
Ngwa,
and
finish your
as
points.
adults, we show respect.
Ngwa,
please.
let's let him finish
So
his
moving
point.
on. Let's
Moving
just-
on. Ngwa, finish your
Chidera,
point.
wait now.
I'm letting him finish the point
Well,
now.
let me finish
Ngwa,
first.
finish your point.
So let's allow each other express, and then if you want to do a rebuttal, it's okay. On the Honest Bunch podcast, we give equal opportunity to everyone. Thank you so much, Slumflower.
Thank you for having me. Ngwa, finish your point.
Please, when you guys want to bring terrible misandries, at least bring the ones that
Terrible
have some brain in them,
misandrist?
like that have some
Aw.
courtesy.
Is that how
and
you
all
feel?
Of that. So let's do that.
Is that how you
anyway,
feel? Ngwa, finish your
anyway,
point.
so what I'll keep saying is that I feel the pain of a lot of children, male and female, that have been, sexually assaulted, and the perpetrators are not just men, they are also women. I believe the boys in the room, if they want to tell you their first sexual experience, it was someone that was way older than them. If we ask the boys in the room, if we go around right now and ask up to 20 to 30 men outside their first experience, I think the issue is the power dynamics. The truth is that women are literally not powerful enough to, women are not powerful enough to deal with a man with strength or any of those physical strength, right? So the ones that they can do that to, like boys, so they use other factors like what you call it,
sexual assault,
molestation, and all of that. We keep talking about domestic violence. A lot of people don't know that verbal abuse is part of domestic violence, but it's louder with the men because it's physical. But a man walks into the house and he's being called a useless man every single day.
Child.
A monster is going to be created out of that man. We don't talk about that. So the dynamics are not parallel. It's different. I'm not advocating for any form of domestic violence, but what I'm saying is that, I'll keep saying it, that evil knows no gender.
True.
It's simple as that.
Interesting. Well, I believe that there are, certain points that the both of you agree, and it's a very good place. It's a very good place to consolidate. Yes, I would like to use the word consolidate. From what Pharaoh has said and from your points, Slumflower, Chidera, it is clear that we want a better society for everyone, and this is irrespective of gender. The points you have emphasized, show the challenges that women are faced with in our society, and Pharaoh has repeatedly said it is not about the gender, whether male, whether female, whether depending on the scale or not, there are people who are faced with this. So can we as a people agree about, can we as a people agree about feminism in Nigeria? Feminism in Nigeria. Some people have made the argument that looking at how even Chimamanda Adichie, while speaking about it, said she was shocked given the attributes that she saw amongst people who professed that they were feminists. These are people who are misandrists, but just masquerading as feminists, projecting their hatred for men and just creating problems in the society.
Yeah, that's her opinion.
Now, it's her opinion. First, let me get your reaction to this claim by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie.
What claim specifically? Because you said quite a few things.
Feminist madness or a movement.
What she saw
did
in Nigeria,
Chimamanda say?
She expressed concern about certain traits exhibited by people who profess to be feminist in Nigeria.
Okay.
And paraphrasing now, she was essentially saying that they were just projecting their hate for men and disguising it as feminism.
Okay.
From your observation and as a feminist also, do you share that opinion? Do you agree in any way whatsoever? And what do you think about feminism as a movement in Nigeria?
Okay, so your question has multiple questions. I would answer the first part of your question, which is Chimamanda's sentiment about misandry and feminism.
Yes.
So first of all, Chimamanda is one person and she has an opinion which she's entitled to. Now, my opinion on Chimamanda's opinion is that within feminism or within any movement that's to do with social justice, oppressed groups of people are allowed to hold resentment towards their oppressor, because resentment is usually the place where the change is born. So for us to have had feminism in the first place, somebody needed to be angry. Somebody needed to die. Somebody needed to be inconvenienced for us to have the freedoms that we benefit from now. For people like myself and even Chimamanda to have the freedom to speak up in the way that we're so proudly able to do, people lost their lives for that. So on the sentiment of there are women who are misandrists and they don't belong in feminism, I would say that that's not true. I believe that the women who are misandrists are the women who have allowed us to reach the place we're at now, because those women who were misandrists were the ones who were at the front line of the marches. They were the women who lost their lives in the process of us fighting for the rights that we have now.
But did they hate men to achieve that?
So to complete my point, I also want to say that angry women are important in the movement. And yes, a lot of change can be achieved by looking directly at your oppressor and saying, you know what, I'm not going to take your oppression anymore, and I hate you for hating me.
So angry women are women who hate men.
Sorry, what?
Angry women are women who hate men. You said it takes for women to be angry.
For the
to
change
make the
to
change.
happen,
Because we
yes.
were discussing, the showing more hatred than asking for the change and all of that. That's what the question was about. So you mentioned how, it takes women to actually be angry to make that change. So are they women that are angry that they want to make the change, do they approximately hate men?
Not necessarily. I mean, it's about what you're angry at. For example, if you're angry that women are not being paid enough in a role where they're doing the same amount of work as a man, then you'd be angry at the employer, right? You'd be angry at the job or the system or the person who is in charge of hiring. So if we're placing all this emphasis on hating men, the problem is that we're prioritizing men's feelings over women's well-being, because I've not met any men who have died from a woman saying, I hate men. But I've met countless women who their lives have dramatically taken a turn for the worse because of the way that they experience hate from men in the world. And that hate is not always violence. That hate is not always verbal. That hate is not always felt. But the hate is visible in the systems that we live in the policies that our government roll out, and in the ways that men behave around women who are powerful. Their immediate instinct is always try and speak over the woman, or to downplay the importance of what she's saying, or to essentially dismiss. And that's where I come from in this conversation. I'm here to represent the women who we're not going to pussyfoot around trying to make men feel better or to try and bring men on board. Because for a long time, feminism was about, let's try and bring everyone on board. Let's make it equal. But equality is not always going to be the solution. It begins with reparations. It
So you
begins
want to
with
be
looking
above
at
right now? Above
I don't
men?
want to be above. I believe I am above.
Okay.
You are above a man.
So who?
Are you a Christian? Sorry.
Sorry, did you ask a question?
Are you a Christian?
I don't practice the faith of Christianity, no.
Okay.
Okay, the reparation. Who pays reparation for the tons and tons of men that died to build houses, to,
Why are they dying building houses?
wild animal? Because women could not do it. Bones of men
why are
from
they
the
dying?
bones of men from the earlier days have
Child.
been dug up, and science have proven to us that a man living way back, a caveman, it was as strong as a silverback gorilla right now. By the way, a silverback gorilla can take out 30 men in 5 minutes. So,
Okay, so what's the question?
who pays those men that died in wars for their
Well,
children
they're
and
dead,
women
so
to
who's
be?
going to pay them?
Who pays? Who pays? You want reparations?
But they're dead, so who's paying them?
So right now, I always tell this to men. I cannot suffer for the sins of other men, what other men have done in the past.
That's good. You
I'm not
shouldn't
going
suffer.
to pay for what other men have done in the past. What I am responsible for is my actions, what I do
That's fair.
right now. So I don't believe I owe anybody anything
That's
because
fair.
of what people have done in the past.
That's fair.
And I keep saying this. Feminism is a joke, especially in Nigeria.
I think
it's
this
actually
man is a joke.
And
I don't think feminism is a joke. I think
feminism
you're
is a joke in this country.
You're a joke.
And
Why do
there's
you
Actually,
nothing.
it's not a joke.
There's
Why do
nothing.
you think
Can I
so?
just finish?
Finish.
There's nothing that your anger can do. Because if men wake up this morning, every single man, and say we want to take it 500 years backwards, when push comes to shove, lock up all the women, turn them to baby factories, whatever those ideas are that, men in the past did, we can actually do that, and
So you're
nobody
proving
will
my point.
will stop us.
So you're
if
proving
that
my
is what
point.
we want to do.
Exactly.
Nobody is going to stop us.
Exactly.
Who would stop us?
Exactly.
Who would stop us?
Exactly.
However, where women have gotten to in 2026 is as of a result of men being considerate, because it's a natural law. The stronger will rule over the weaker. It's just like saying that someday, maybe in 20 years, Nigeria will be able to defeat America. That's not going to happen in the next 2,000 years. It can't happen. They are way.
Stray bullets.
They are way. I mean, they make the weapons that we buy. So let's get the fact: the women are the weaker vessels. Men have made
I disagree.
mistakes in the past. Men have made mistakes in the past. We are correcting it as a system moving forward. That is what it is. Your anger is not doing anything
Oh, yes,
if
it is.
we decide not to work on it.
Exactly. So you're proving the point that it's a choice. So you're proving the point.
Choice.
Exactly.
Yes,
so, and I'm
choice.
glad that you said
It's
that.
a choice. And
I'm
we are
glad
choosing to put
that.
you guys in offices. You say the Igbo people
but you're
are the
also
most...
choosing to murder women. You're choosing to oppress women.
Women are murdering
You made
men.
a point saying that if men wanted to take us
Women
back...
are murdering
You made
children.
a point saying that if men wanted to take us back, 500,000
we are
years,
going back.
that they would do that. So
We are
therefore,
going
you're
back and
proving
nothing
the
is gonna
point
happen.
that men are the ones who are the oppressive group. Therefore,
they are the
women
stronger
are
ones, and if they decide...
Exactly.
Strong doesn't mean oppress.
Being an oppressive group means that you're not entitled to the love and labor from a woman who you are oppressing.
Chidima.
My name is Chidera.
Forgive me. You made reference to the abortion laws in the United States of America. Let me ask you, do you support abortion?
I do.
In what context?
In the context of a woman having choice over her body.
So, listen, there are many instances. A 9-year-old is raped by an adult.
Yeah.
A woman is raped by armed robbers.
Yep.
A woman gets pregnant for her boyfriend. Both of them are 25 years old. The boy now says, you know what? I'm no longer interested in the relationship. Can that woman have an abortion?
Yes.
So she can have an abortion for just any reason.
Absolutely. She can have an abortion for the reason of the morning sickness is too much and it's causing her so much stress and trauma that she decides to opt out. Yeah.
Wow.
Women are allowed to opt out. Wow. What's your opinion? You seem shocked.
All right. So I want to say something. I want to ask.
Do you want to address that too?
Wants to, yeah.
That same question.
The question.
What's the question though?
The abortion question.
The abortion is such a sensitive topic that I don't like to talk about it. But I feel women should be given the choice, should have the choice to get the health care that they need, right? I want to ask her a question, however.
My name is Chidera, by the way.
If a man have gotten a woman pregnant, why is he forced by the law to take care of the child if he doesn't want to? Do men have, the autonomy over their money? Why do we have laws in several countries that forces men take it out of their paycheck to take care of children that they don't want? Same way the women don't want these children and they can easily abort it. So where is the equality in that?
So to answer your question, and I'm glad you asked that question because it's such food for thought. So the man that got the woman pregnant, I'm assuming he obviously made the choice to have sex with that woman.
She made the choice too.
They both made the choice.
Exactly.
But she has the right to back out.
Okay, so let me answer the question. I'm answering the question. Boys,
so
let's settle down.
I have pocket sickness.
Let's settle down, boys.
I have pocket sickness.
Let's settle down. Thank you. So to answer your question about the man has had a baby with the woman, the man has gotten a woman pregnant and he's being forced to pay paternity finances. He made a choice to have sex with her. If he didn't want to have a baby with her, he shouldn't have had sex with her. Can we agree with that?
No. I don't agree with that.
So what's your point then? Because if she wants to have an abortion based on the fact that she's had sex and she doesn't want to have the baby anymore, she can make that choice to remove the child.
Why can't he make
the choice not to take or make the choice for her?
And say, you know what?
It's her body. It's her body.
It's his money. He probably made that money with his body.
Well, and this is why we
maybe
have.
He's a bouncer.
And
maybe
this is why we have. And this is why we have family courts.
Pregnant, use a
condom.
Right, and also we have family court in place.
The woman is adult
not
enough
all men
to
have
also
to pay.
say, "Don't
not
come
all
in
men
without."
are made to pay. We have family court, so these are cases that are usually brought to a judge, and it's usually assessed by a group of professionals. So it's not every man that ends up having to pay.
And for the abortion cases, there are cases that are also being brought to court legally, trying to get these women to get the health care that they need.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're making the same point.
Chidera, let me flip this on you.
Yes.
So why is it?
We're making the same point.
Let me flip this on you.
Let me listen to this question.
A guy sleeps with you and you get pregnant. Now, this guy is willing. He's happy. Oh my God, Chidera, you're with child. Yay. And then you have 2 morning sickness and say, I'm taking it out. Does he not have a right to sue you for his child? Because you would have sued him if he didn't pay for that child. Now he wants to pay for the child and you're not giving him the child. He slept with you. You're pregnant. He's elated. So why are you denying him that? privilege?
So again, this is such a good question. I'm glad you brought this up because we've seen many cases where a man is extremely happy that the woman is pregnant and then we see that he's ghosted after she's had the baby, or we see that he's become abusive throughout the pregnancy. And also, to reference your point about if I've had 2 bouts of morning sickness and I decide I don't want to do it anymore, that's my choice. He can get another woman pregnant if he wants to. Remember, his sperm doesn't run out just because I've chosen not to be pregnant.
If he doesn't want the child, you can get pregnant by another man. Remove
exactly.
it.
So I can remove it then.
Now, you're not balanced.
It doesn't have to be balanced. You asked me a question about what I would do.
Scenario 1, you're pregnant. He doesn't want it.
Yes.
He tells you to remove it. You say, no, it is your body. You're keeping it. You are deciding to keep it.
Yes.
Scenario 2.
Yes.
He wants it, but you don't want it.
Yes.
Once again, the choice again is your choice.
So
he
in
can't
scenario
choose
1,
to have a baby unless you want it. And he can't choose
what's
an
the point
abortion
about scenario
unless
1?
you want it.
Exactly. So what's the point we're getting at with the 2
point
scenarios?
is,
To balance the choice.
if you choose to have the
Hold on,
child.
let me-
So what would be fair is, Chidera, you and I have a baby. Okay, I want the child. Yay, very good.
As in the man wants the child.
The man wants the child. Now, you don't want the child.
Yes.
You shouldn't, he writes it, Chidera, I hereby do not want to have a child with you.
Yes.
Kindly remove me from all responsibilities. Should you go ahead to have the child?
That's fair.
half the money for the abortion. Because we both did it. So half the money for the abortion.
That's fair. Even if he chooses.
Fine.
And you know, I'll go as far as saying, right, because I've seen many scenarios where a man has made it explicitly clear he does not want to have a child with this woman. He's not interested. And then she's still chosen to have unprotected sex with him. And it turns out that they end up and there's a pregnancy. And he's still insisting, I don't want to have a child with you. But she says, I want to keep it. Now, in that scenario, I believe that that's on her to consult with her community to figure out how she wants to decide to move forward, because this man can choose to walk out of her life. So with that being said, there will not be any financial input from him because they've both agreed.
I love you here. This is your first feminist point.
But it's not a feminist point.
You don't consult
But it's
with
not a
community,
feminist
consult
point
with
though.
the
It's
Cohen.
about
Can I react to
assessing the
Chimamanda's-
situation.
Okay, yes. Yeah. Can he react to
Let me
Chimamanda's?
remember to
Yes, you can
Chimamanda's what
react.
she said. You know, I think Chimamanda Adichie, amazing woman, by the way, and I believe she was given a title that in Igbo land no woman had been given before, and that's to tell you how the patriarchy have evolved to even allow that to happen. We saw a woman that's achieved something, and we were like, okay, let's give her this title. You know,
Is that the title?
Now,
Odeluwa. Writer of the right.
Is that what the title is called?
Yes, the writer of the
Oh
world.
wow, I didn't
and
know that.
also in the, and also in the,
Odeluwa.
I think
Okay.
the first governor that is a woman came from Igbo land also.
That's amazing. I didn't know that.
Come on,
Igbo-
Nagele.
yes.
Anambra
So,
State.
cool.
so
But yeah,
right
finish your
now,
point.
my state, Anambra State. So what I'm saying is that is a proper feminist. That's a true feminist. She knows what she's talking about, and she's talking in all fairness. What a lot of women are doing in Nigeria is misandry and the simple hate for men. You know, she's talking about how people are unsafe. There was a case recently in Nigeria, the Mirabel case that, you know, caught fire, went viral and all of that.
What was
Do
the
you
Mirabel
know
case?
that
So what was the case?
She
there was
lied
a
about
false,
being raped.
she lied about a rape, right?
Oh, that girl.
Do you know what would have happened to the boys that live in that compound first if she wasn't exposed? Do you know what will happen to the boys that are living around that area?
Everybody in a
they will
suspect.
just be picked up, and we know the Nigerian police, you will receive few slaps and all of that. You will be, you know, a lot will happen to you. So we should stop looking at this thing from just one lens. And I see that your perspective is coming from one side, and it can be one-sided if you want to be a feminist. You
can't tell me how to be a feminist.
You are angry. I'm not talking to you as a person. I'm talking to you as a collective, like
okay.
the
Make sure.
women in Nigeria that are hiding under feminism to hate men. There are men.
we don't have
there
to
are
hide,
men,
baby.
There are men that are actually innocent, and there are men that do a lot for us. If a building collapsed today, I assure you that 95% of the rescue team will be men. Men and women are inside that building.
I agree.
I'm telling you, like, There are men that do good things for us. There are women that do good things for us. There are men that do bad things. There are women that do bad things.
Agreed.
So if you want to, attribute your anger to the bad men, can the men that have been affected by women, there are a lot. There are actually a lot in my DMs. Is it fair for them to have anger against women also?
It's fair for them to have anger against what happened to them.
Okay, but the women should have anger against men.
Well, when you live in a world where the biggest risk to your life is a man and you don't know which man it's going to be, then of course you're allowed to be dubious of men.
The reason why the biggest risk to your life is a man is because man have harnessed the other risks. The reason why the wildlife is in the wild
So we're both agreeing on that point.
of men.
Exactly.
Even that I'm telling you this. So let me give you an example because I'm a landlord. I don't want to sound some kind of way, but I'm very careful when I give women my house.
Why?
I'm very careful.
Almost all landlords
Over the
are.
years, and there's a reason why a lot of us are like that. Over the years, I can't count how many times I've been to police station because of 2 women or 3 women in the compound.
They're fighting.
Yes. The men, I've never had an issue. I've never had an issue. In fact, if there's an issue, they find a way to just resolve it within themselves. Between a man and a woman, I've hardly had an issue. But you see, between 2 girls, maybe she rented the house and then she bring another person. I've been in a case where they had to bring some, can I say whatever here? Okay, there was a case, there was a military personnel involved, and the gun went off.
My goodness.
No. Well, this is a fight between 2 women.
Yes.
Oh, no.
So I can't count how many times that have happened.
So are you saying as a landlord you don't give women homes?
Women are also dangerous to themselves. And if you look at the stats, you can check up the stats also. When we come to lesbian marriages, they have the highest violence rate. They have the highest divorce, up to 75%. But men are the problem. The gay marriages, on the other hand, have up to 20% divorce rates.
So I'd like to understand your point as a landlord.
So women can't even handle themselves. They will fight within themselves. Women will kill themselves.
Men literally start wars. Sorry, let's not do that. Men start wars because of their emotions.
I personally believe that.
Men start wars because of their emotions.
They had the power.
So let's not do that.
If women were the ones with the power,
I
believe we'll have greater wars.
But we already have women in power in certain countries in the world. We don't have wars in those countries. So what are you saying?
All right, interesting. I think that...
Were there wars when men were in power?
Yes, hello.
Were those wars?
Hello. Where were you?
A country.
Well, mention a country where there's been wars.
Yes, and once
World
a woman
War
came
I,
in. No,
World
listen.
War II.
World War I and II is not a country.
World War III. No, but you're saying were there wars when men were in
power? That is notorious for war, and once a woman came into power.
I didn't say a woman came into power and changed it.
You said
I'm talking about men are emotional, so they start wars.
Those countries,
you try to say women are too emotional and women are a danger to themselves. Men are a danger to everyone.
Some countries don't just want to
participate. Pharaoh, Slumflower, we're making progress. One question that I would like to hear your response. Now, there's a popular Nigerian feminist and who is also very big on TikTok. She shared something that has created...
What's her name?
Her name is Agunwa.
Agunwa.
Yes, okay. She has polarized the community. Now, she said that she argues that married women who identify as feminists and show their families on social media are not true feminists, calling them pick-me individuals.
Wait, what does she mean by that point? I don't get it. She's showing her family. So she's not a feminist for showing her family?
No, she said that married women who claim to be feminists should not show their families
like their
on
husband,
social media.
Their husband.
Families.
But I don't get what that has to do with feminism.
Getting involved with men does not make you a feminist.
It doesn't make any sense.
If you fall in love with a man, you get married to a man.
Well, I disagree with her point.
You are
there,
not a feminist.
Unless it's a summarized point. I'm not understanding how her having a family means she's not feminist, because we all have a family, right?
No, she's saying a married woman, for example.
So a married woman can't be feminist. That's what she's
Yeah.
saying.
A married woman who
Shows
maybe
off her
goes,
husband.
yes, on
Shows
social
off her
media.
husband, shows off a
show
child.
Off her husband, her child, or maybe
She's
show
saying that
off
that
a
person
happy
can't be
marriage.
feminist.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't
That's
understand
what
her
she's
point.
saying.
I don't get what she
Okay,
means.
you see.
Yeah, but that doesn't make any sense though, because you're saying that because she has a family, she can't hold feminist values.
That's what Agunwa is saying.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That doesn't make it. I don't
Basically
understand
saying
that.
you have to hate men to be a feminist. So if you get involved with men,
but that's the problem.
you're not really a feminist.
But that's not a correct definition of feminism, though.
What is feminism?
All your definitions have not been correct
So
from the beginning of this thing.
feminism. Thank you.
Yeah.
So feminism essentially is the belief that we need to create a world where women are safer. Not just women,
Are men
queer
safe?
people. Not just women,
Are
queer
men
people.
safe, though?
Not just women, queer
men
people.
safe?
Let me finish my point, young
Are men
man.
safe?
Let me finish my point, young man.
Are men
Let me finish
safe?
my point, young man.
Are men
Let me
safe?
finish my
Pharaoh.
point, young
Pharaoh,
man.
let her
Call me
finish
my
her
name.
Pharaoh, let her
Say
finish
my
her
name.
As I was saying.
Say my name, baby
As
girl.
I was saying, I'm not your baby girl. Respect yourself. Thank you, young man.
Say my
So
name.
as I was saying, feminism is essentially putting forth an ideology where we are creating a system where women and queer people are safer to exist in the world. It starts with us attacking the policies in place that stop us from having basic human autonomy over our bodies. That includes our reproductive rights, that includes our safety, our access to healthcare, and our rights to earn equally.
But wait a
So that's why I'm- That's a good question, and it's an opportunity to educate those who are listening. So queer people, which can also be, let's be respectful in this conversation because
Okay.
we're talking about another oppressed group, right? So queer people are people who are lesbian, gay, non-binary. Now, in a country like Nigeria, homophobia is quite high, and people who belong to those groups who are gay, especially gay men, or even gay women who are in gay relationships or are seen visibly loving each other, face a lot of oppression and social stigma. And that can also affect their employability, their access to safe housing, and generally their quality of life. So feminism is not just about talking about women and dating, but it's also about the collective and specifically targeting the well-being of those who are the most affected by an oppressive system that is governed by men. So the woman who made the point about, her name, Agunwa's point about a married woman not being able to be feminist, unless that's
because
a summarized...
she showcases her family.
Yeah,
online.
unless that's a summarized point that has been made, I don't understand what she's saying by that, because every single woman, whether she's feminist or not, has a family, right? We come from a family unit. So it's like me saying that I can't be a feminist because I have a dad or I have brothers, or me saying I can't be a feminist because I have a boyfriend or I have a husband, when there are many men who, maybe you might agree, young man, that there are men who are feminists too. There are men who have values that supports the well-being and the prosperity of women. And I would argue those men can be feminists too. So that could be argued that the woman in question might be married to a man who shares her values. So I don't really understand why a woman being feminist means that she can't participate in romantic love with a partner who happens to be a man, if that man holds values that humanize and respect her.
But this is the reason why some people argue that those who are acclaimed or professed feminists have no understanding of the idea, and they just get into the movement to project their hate on men. Because if you say that a married woman, why is a married woman, showing off her family? She's making her
She shouldn't be proud of her family.
That's the argument.
That's not a complete argument. That's what I don't understand.
Why are we talking about Agunwa? That is my question, because even your fellow Misandry is not understanding you. These people are confused people.
Sorry, is Agunwa a misandrist? I don't know who this Agunwa person is.
You can check her up.
She's a popular.
Is she described as a misandrist?
They are.
Is she someone that's a misandrist?
I think so.
So I can understand Pharaoh's point.
I think the one that is saying that you should not showcase as a married woman.
She actually made a post saying, something dies in her when she sees a woman and a man posting themselves that they did marriage and on their wedding day.
She was not loved, maybe by the family or something. Because I saw my dad loving my mom.
This is my first time hearing about this woman.
That.
But what do you think about that's
so wait, what's that point?
That's
something dies in her
lady now.
Yeah.
Her mindset is what seems proven to be the feminism in Nigeria.
Because when I put myself in her shoes and think about why she's saying that and what she's referencing when she sees a woman showcasing her husband, something in her dies. When I think about where she's coming from, I think about the fact that there are many women and many cases that you can read upon now where a husband of 14 years being married to his wife, and many people around that couple would describe them as a happily married couple. 14 years into that marriage, he kills her. Or 14 years into that marriage, he leaves her. So maybe what she could be hinting at is the idea of celebrating a man and bringing him into your world and projecting this outward. And he could kill you, or he could harm your children,
and it's all
or he
the
could
man's
leave.
fault. It just has to be the man's fault, you know.
So if a man chooses to kill a woman, are we saying it's her fault?
It's all the man's fault. It's
anyway,
all the man's fault.
That was my answer to your question about Agunwa's perspective. And I do believe that for us to move forward in the conversation of feminism, we have to keep in mind that we're going to have to make men uncomfortable for this process to actually start to yield any results. And that discomfort won't kill you. It's the kind of discomfort where you have to actually listen to women and hear things you don't like hearing. It doesn't make you a bad person either, because I don't have the belief that every single man on the planet is a bad person. My belief is that the men who are the good men, they are in the minority. And my question for those good men is, what are you doing about the system in place? What are you doing to hold other men accountable? Because in countries like Nigeria, we have something called the bystander effect. And for those who are not familiar, the bystander effect is when you see something clearly happening, but you don't step in. I've seen countless videos online of a woman being attacked in the street by a man. Some people might assume it's her husband. I see men walking past this violent scene happening. I don't see a single man.
There's nowhere
it's
in
not
Nigeria
a lie. I've seen those videos.
Is attacked.
It's not a lie. It's not a lie. It's not a lie. Don't raise your voice at me. Don't raise your voice at me. Don't raise your voice at me. I didn't finish my point. I didn't finish my point. I didn't finish my point.
That don't make sense and it's not logical.
I didn't finish my point.
And they ask why they can't leave.
I didn't finish my point. I didn't finish my point.
But
thank you for allowing me to finish my point. You don't have logic either. You're not listening to understand. You're listening to respond.
You're saying
like
dumb
I
stuff.
was
There's
saying,
nobody.
You're the dumb person here. I'm not saying dumb stuff. I'm a Sunday Times #1 best-selling author,
please,
actually.
if anybody has seen a woman being beaten and all the men were looking and like cheering them up, please send me a video. I have 1M for you.
I don't need your money.
Let's do it.
As someone who is
not
qualified.
You, I wouldn't give you money.
Good, you better not.
Even
As
my
someone
dead
who
body
is
won't.
as someone who is qualified, as someone you can't even afford.
Bruh.
As someone who is
Why
qualified,
should I afford you? Oh, you property. I should afford you.
You can't afford. Let's just move forward.
As a property?
Let's continue what we're discussing, yeah?
Slavery ended years ago. Why are we affording people?
As someone who is qualified in what I'm discussing, don't interrupt me, young man.
How much?
As someone who is qualified in discussing what we are talking about here, before I was rudely interrupted by this impatient, petulant young man, the point I'm making about feminism...
Maybe someone can afford.
Respect yourself. Respect yourself, young man.
Watching.
Respect yourself, young man.
How much?
Respect yourself, young man.
Is it dollars or pounds or naira?
Quiet. The lady is speaking. Boy.
These guys.
As I was saying, this episode's going to be so... Young man, control yourself. You can do it. I believe in you.
I don't believe in
Impulse control. Impulse control.
I don't believe in
Impulse control. As I was making my point. As I was... Impulse control. Quiet. Thank you. As I was saying, I'm someone who is qualified to speak on what I'm discussing, because not only have I written books about this, and not only do I frequently get invited to Oxford University and Cambridge University to debate and discuss these topics, I also speak from the lived experience of being a woman, specifically a Black woman, and understanding that the experience that I occupy is not an experience that can be debated with those who don't live that experience. And unfortunately, when we look at power dynamics, as this was recently referenced in the conversation, when we understand how power is structured in our society, the white man is positioned at the top, then it's the white woman, then it's the Black man, then it's the Black woman. So the Black woman is under everybody. And therefore, when we are speaking about our oppression, the immediate response we receive is dismissal and debates. People rarely ever take the time to think, why does she have that perspective? Even the woman Agunwa, who I don't entirely agree with what she's saying about a woman can't be feminist and show her family. But I understand why a woman might think that way, because we have to also keep in mind the statistics about intimate partner violence and how women disproportionately make up the large share of the victims of that, where we see situations countless times where men who are supposed to be those entrusted with the position of provider caretaker, safekeeper of the house, ends up harming the woman anyway. So we have to accommodate the reality that we are going to continuously live in a world where there'll be many women who are dubious of men, who don't have the patience or the desire to date men, who decide they want to opt out of having a optimistic view of men, and instead their choice is misandry. And you know what? I'm still yet to meet the man who has died from misandry, but I have come across many women who have lost their lives, lost their well-being, lost their futures as a result of misogyny, which is a prevalent system that we still continue to live through.
Okay. So there was a case where I mentioned it before, where a woman was poisoning her husband, bit by bit. And when the test was done. So, the problem I have is that whenever a woman does something evil, it's being said it's as a result of what the man has done. Are we belittling women to the level as they don't have a brain of their own? They can't do evil or good on their own. It has to be a reaction. That is what these women are saying. So every time you don't take accountability, you are reducing a woman to a level that, I can't do anything good or bad. Is when something is done to me, then I have to react this way. Women can just be evil. And I keep saying this, and I will say it again. Feminism is nonsense. It is, because the way you spoke about how the white man is up there, the white woman, the black man, the black woman. Every man in this room can understand why that is. Women have this thing in their head that, okay, we are all in this room right now. Everybody gets equally. Take five, take five, take five. That is not how the world of men goes. You have to earn the respect you get. There was a reason why the white man is up there. When the white man came to Africa and he discovered that the Africans were more, like what happened in Wakanda, say the Africans were more advanced than them and they were just keeping it to themselves. They would understand that there would be a power rank because of what they can bring to the table, what they can provide. And that is the ranking that things,
Are you talking about colonialism?
Yeah, I'm talking about all of that. I'm not talking about just colonialism on its own. I'm saying that it might not be right, but there's a logic to why things are that way.
So you're saying there's a logic to the white men subjugating black men? Because there's no logic to colonialism.
And let me tell you this.
He didn't work for it. He killed people to get that power.
If the black men were able to kill the white men, protect their land and all of that, and even enslave the white men, the story would be different.
Not you justifying colonialism. Oh my God.
I'm not justifying it, but I have a logic towards it.
Well, it sounds that way, so you might want to clarify that now before that gets misconstrued, because I
don't really care. Anybody that has logic will understand what I'm saying. If they brought their boats and they saw that we already have warships, and we say, for you guys even coming here, we'll kill you and go to your land and take over it. If we were more advanced, we would do that to them also.
Not necessarily.
Sorry, I have a question for her.
My name is Chidera.
But that's how you address people. You don't call their name all the time. But anyways, when you say you can't afford me, when women say, you can't afford me, what exactly does he mean?
Good question. Yeah. So the phrase, you can't afford, what did you say?
Maybe their properties, I don't know. I can afford a bottle
Anyway,
water.
to answer your question, I thought he was going to say something useful. So to answer your question,
just
when
tell us
women
how
say,
much though.
Young man, let me finish. So to answer your question about, young man, let's not do this again. Control yourself. Thank you. So to answer your question about...
you're getting frustrated
young
now.
man, control yourself. I'm trying to speak. I allowed you to finish.
I just like your frustration though.
I know it turns you on, but control yourself for now,
God,
yeah?
Yuck.
Good boy. So as I was saying, to answer your question about a woman saying you can't afford me, what she's saying is you can't afford the experience of being with me. You can't afford my time. You can't afford what it takes to hold my attention. You can't afford to compete with my own company. And when a woman says you can't afford to compete with my own company, that's usually coming from a woman who has a lot going for her. So that's why she has a lot more to lose in the potential of dating a man who might end up wasting her time. So she has to also...
Do you think in Nigeria today, the women that say that you can't afford me actually have a lot going on for them?
Yes and no. There are some women who do have a lot going for them. They're in one group. Now, the women who don't have a lot going for them, remember that they still are worthy of demanding what they believe they deserve. Because remember, if a man is coming to you, he's coming to you for something. So you have the right to negotiate what that's going to be worth for you.
So what if the women come to me? I get women come to me, so...
what's the current?
If a desperate woman... So yes, if
a woman has to be desperate
I believe
to
that's
come to a guy she like.
I believe
think you're
that's desperate.
toxic.
Really?
I believe
toxic,
it's desperate. Yeah, I do
That's
believe it's desperate.
toxicity.
But I think
Man.
feminism should be boldness.
As to be
I
saying,
mean, if I like you as a man, sorry, if I like you as a man,
Yeah.
it looks good.
I didn't say it's not feminist. I didn't say it's not feminist.
She said she is desperate.
So let me answer your question, because I didn't say that it's not feminist for a woman to approach a man. In fact, a lot of feminists would argue that yes, women should approach men too. And I know many women who do that.
Too.
Great. I know many women who do that. Now, my personal perspective on why it's desperate is because I personally am of the belief that as a woman, you bring so much to a man's world that if he sees that value in you, if he's brave enough to approach, if he has assessed himself well enough to approach you and think, what can I offer this woman's life? What can I do to stand out amongst the many people who'd be interested in her? That's his call to make. Now, but for a woman to approach a man personally, I think is desperate. Now, desperation doesn't make you a bad person. It's just an opinion.
Okay, so what's the currency, the affordability? Oh, what is the currency?
In dollars or pounds?
To
Currency of
afford
what, sorry?
what you have, you as a
the currency
woman,
in the country that you live in, yeah.
money.
Oh, it's money.
I'm not answering your question.
Okay, so when...
Okay, can I answer that question?
No, you're the one asking me
So
the
for both
question.
men and female, right? I think male and female, I think there's something I call the VIP pass. Value, intention, personality. That's what I look for in a woman. That's what a woman should look for in me. What is the value? What is your intention? And what is the personality? If we are telling women that, you can go for anything in the world, if you want to be the president of America, you can walk towards it. But somehow, if you want to be with a man and you go for it, it's disgusting. Can you see that you are actually belittling men to a level that, they are not even worthy to go out there? My guys watching this, I'm on here because I want to educate you guys. Mm-hmm. Please value yourself. Mm-hmm. Please love yourself. Mm-hmm. Love yourself enough for someone not to belittle you to just money or some, minor thing. Please. I've told you guys, man. Listen. And when you guys don't listen, you'll be in my DMs crying. I get them every day.
Wow.
So what I get from guys is that I did this. She said I should do this. I did this and I did that. At the end of the day, this happened. My guy, you are being played because you don't know the OT.
It's true.
You don't know the OT. My guy, true. A girl that loves you will love you. A girl that loves you will love you. So
I'm surprised that we're having this conversation about who will walk up to a man and who would not. The truth is that sometimes women don't necessarily say, I like you. Can we date?
They give the green light.
But women approach more, maybe by flirtatious compliments. And trust me, a guy knows when this will work.
The green light.
Yeah, he knows the green light. So you don't necessarily need to tell the guy, hey, I like you. Let's date. And
it's body language.
And that's actually also very cool, because if I'm a bit flirtatious with you and you don't pursue it, then I know
you have no interest.
You have no interest.
It's
then
clear,
I decline. But it's actually harder work for men because they are not going to be flirtatious most of the time. They just walk up to you.
Direct.
They want to get it done. And most times they are being turned down.
If they're flirtatious,
I don't understand. When a man walks up to a girl, he just say, I want to date you. Like,
no, come on. You're not.
I'm trying to.
Men are more direct.
More direct.
A man walks up to you.
He faces more rejection.
Oh, I like you. Oh, ladies, how you guys doing? Can I buy you drinks? All those kind of stuff.
But that's not a direct statement of saying I want to date you.
A woman will not go and meet a man.
She will be smiling
and say,
She would give indicators.
Honestly, for me,
girls that.
Excuse me, for me, I would create an environment for you to approach me. Oh, nice shoes.
You're receptive.
Nice shoes. Yeah. Oh, you smell nice. What's the name of that perfume?
Yeah.
You're more comfortable. I feel like that. You want to have that.
But that's not making the first move.
You want to, no. I mean, if a guy pursues and he says, oh, thank you. Oh, are you on Snap? That's what guys do now. Are you on Snap? So now you are creating the window for them to now come in and do the work that they know how to do best. But if he doesn't pursue, you know, I don't believe that men shy away from what they want. If he doesn't want to pursue, then you know that he's not pursuing
at all.
You respect yourself. And
Wow.
you but most times, men will say, "Are you on Snap?" And you say, "I will not give you my Snap." He'll do his shirt like this and he'll move on. That is harder. A woman cannot stand that.
Yeah. But
Do you
men
believe
are
that
built for rejection, though.
We don't
Men
know how
are
to
built
process.
for rejection.
Yes, we do.
We don't know how to process.
She just said men are built for
Yep,
rejection.
because they do more pursuing, aren't they?
Hey, Jesus Christ.
So therefore, they're built to take rejection better.
You don't carry me go where I don't know.
Don't worry, let me carry you back, oh man. Don't vex, so.
I was just saying that these things should not be a gender thing. I feel like if you like somebody, even if you don't have to
And
say,
how has that worked out
make
for the
yourself
women?
available for
Things should
him
not
to-
be a
So
gender.
how does that work out
I
for the
don't-
women who actually make the first move? Like, do you have any like stories of women who've made the first move and
And
it
they are
works
in
for them?
marriage. They have lived with their husband. for
Really?
years.
Are they happy in their marriage?
Very happy.
Oh, that's so
From what I
good.
can see.
From what That's good to hear.
So
It's good to have that
I tell
perspective
guys,
as well.
I tell guys, don't chase women. You don't have to chase.
Hey, don't
Yeah.
do
You don't
this.
have
I
to
was
chase.
trying to
No,
But
balance.
I do agree with Pharaoh, though.
Don't
I do
chase.
agree with
see,
Pharaoh.
See, I have a policy, right? If I talk to a woman twice and she doesn't give me a correct answer
Read
or
the room, take
answer
the
I
hint.
want, I move.
Yeah.
Because these things is what leads later on into, oh my God, I'm obsessed with this girl. I want her. The next thing, rape have happened. Because of obsession, like you want this girl by all means. Like,
do we get there?
Train your mind. No, I'm telling you where it starts from. You know, I think it's very irritating for a girl to continuously tell a
Tell
guy
you no.
no, and he's still pursuing.
Agreed.
I think he doesn't respect himself. He
Or
doesn't
her.
respect her. He
Yeah.
doesn't even respect masculinity in a whole, because
But women say they should be chased. Women say
Don't chase anybody,
you have to
oh.
chase me.
I don't think
We
it's about
suffer.
You are not
chasing. I think
chasing
it's
me, you are
about
not serious.
Don't
I don't think it's
chase.
about chasing. I also think that
Don't
it's about
chase.
intentionally dating the person at the level of which will impress them, right? And where I agree with Pharaoh's points, actually, ironically,
wow,
is
hallelujah.
I know, right? So what Pharoah was saying about how, maybe you can correct me how I phrased it, but essentially what you teach the men who you coach is that they should focus on themselves, that they shouldn't be chasing women, they shouldn't allow those distractions to happen. I 100% agree with that. And I believe that if more men were focusing on themselves and not chasing the frivolity and the impulsivity of being attracted to women, more men will be doing far better in their lives, and we would probably have a society that feels more balanced out because men are not being governed by their urges.
So you talked about intentional dating, right? So you said, okay, when I said women say chase me, you said it could be that, you know, they are just trying to pass a message across that date me intentionally, take me seriously. But now the chase we're talking about here is the one that happens before she even agrees.
Can you
to-
describe what that means?
When you ask a lady out and she's like, I'll think about it. No, I'm not. They ask for men to still push and be like, I want you. Show me that.
he's serious.
So to show intention, basically, is that what you're saying?
Before dating. Now you're saying you
Talking
mentioned
stage.
talking stage
So
before
what's your
they
question?
agree.
Yeah.
Women say chase me.
Right.
You said they are probably passing a message across that date me more intentionally.
Right.
But date
Show
me more
interest,
intentionally
yeah.
is we are now dating. What about the
Okay.
stage before we start dating?
So you're talking about the
Women ask to be
flirting.
chased in that stage.
Yes. So what's the question about the flirting?
You're the one that you are saying that it's intentionality that they are asking for. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm saying now that the chase me that women are saying is that when you are asking me out,
right.
put pressure.
Don't put pressure.
Yeah.
Advice is
So
that.
meaning make your
As we
intentions.
take this home.
So as in make your intentions clearly known. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm asking you.
I mean, I don't know what your question is. I don't get what your question
say
is.
something about chasing?
I think that women, sorry,
Yeah.
I think that women, if you like a man and you see that,
You won't make it hard for him.
don't make it hard for
He
him.
didn't
She
go
wouldn't
far.
even make it
The
hard for
truth
you.
is that game we go cut.
He go cut.
Straight up.
A man can make you his
Even if you
divine
carry man, you
Now
will
they
catch.
talk like
He
this.
can make you his divine project.
Now they
He
cause
will
all this
never
he has
abandon you until
changed.
his project is completed and he will leave you.
Now they
And
cause
by
all
that
this he
time you
have
have
changed.
And by that time you have now put yourself up there. You will not think that you are all that because he has
Yeah.
chased you for 10 years.
And
Do you understand? So if you just like the guy
Make it
a few days here and there.
See,
You know,
a guy can play the long game. That's what a lot of girls don't understand. I know guys that they can set out 10 million I want to use to get this girl
For 6
you know.
months.
They will play the long game. They will get, and when they get what they want, remember that money don't even mean anything to them. Can I finish? When they get what they want, they will bounce. You understand? Once they spend that money limit they set, they will now bring the story of I'm broke now, business is not going well, and all of that. So that chasing is a scam from both men and women a lot of the times. And for the guys out there, if a girl wants you to chase, that is a key card for manipulation. It's the way, okay, you want 5 guys to be chasing you at the same time. So what are they doing while they are chasing you?
Spending.
Spending. So you will be there. I mean, it's a disgusting thing to me for me to be spending on a girl. Meanwhile, 6 other guys are spending on her
How do you know?
at the same time.
Exactly. How do you know?
My brother,
You're the only one. You're the only one, baby.
As I said before, I talk to a lot of men. You understand?
And they know.
And I know how to play women games. Sometimes women don't like me for that. I know how to play their games.
Chai.
When I start talking to a girl, I never go expensive on anything. My first date is a drive and chill. So we can get in my car, we'll buy some wine, just something cheap. I spend. After that date, how do you feel about me? Are we still talking normally?
Oh, you're
and all of that.
expecting.
I'm not saying there are no little things that you need to do as a man, but I keep it to the minimum. My brother, the money you want to spend, there's a guy that can spend 10 times more than you.
But you also
Straight
know
up.
that girls do that game. Let me tell you.
Then it depends on who will beat who at the game.
Relax. You know,
You understand?
you know that men, sometimes it's very easy. Because men, they think they like good girls and they go for good girls and they enter trap. So now, somebody can beat you at this game that you're talking of now. Sorry,
Not me.
Let me come now. I'm just saying, people that also believe in this thing that you just explained now. Now, you say if I say, yeah, you feel play I'm good girl. You go cause say, the first time I met her, she didn't even ask for much. She took.
She accepted my car date.
I will give her the whole world.
But there's something called.
And that is wrong.
There's something
I feel
Yoruba
like
called.
vibes on vibes. Make everybody.
There's something Yorubas called Arojuni. There's something Yorubas called Arojuni. Aroju means that your ability to see through whatever anybody is doing.
discernment.
And I have spirit of discernment too. You know.
So people that usually have that spirit of discernment, you really cannot
Now,
play
why don't
them.
we just solve this?
I swear.
We go
please
to a
help
date,
us.
wherever it is, sushi, we split the bill.
You know,
Amala,
actually,
Men
we
don't
split
agree.
the bill.
Some men will not agree with you.
No, we have to
Those
get
are-
to
those
that.
are- those are
Everybody
dumb-
will find
those are
them.
dumb
Those
men.
are-
Some men
those are
believe
dumb
that
men.
for me,
It's not
I'm
even
a
Those are
girl.
simps.
splitting the
See,
bill.
Those are sims, yeah.
Guys, for me.
I'm not
right?
going to pay anything for a woman.
Guys,
don't have to.
Guys,
Yeah.
right? Guys, for
Come
me.
on.
The woman
me.
for you is out there. Don't
Guys,
worry.
for me.
100.
I believe I'm someone that believes in.
He's married.
Wait, sorry.
You understand?
Sorry, let me finish.
Let me finish.
So, I'm someone that believes in if I initiate a date, I'll pay. And this is camera now. This thing might go viral. It will go viral. It's an honest bunch. And the people that I have actually said, you know what? Come and carry me. I want to spend on you today. They will watch it. Yes. Movie dates. Movie and bowling. Total 70K.
There are
or
so
so.
many
Everyone
things
is
people
happy. They
can
go
do
home.
just to
But
get
you want to
know
go club on my own
themselves.
day, on my
But
own
they be
bill.
very so
Not me, I don't
wild.
club.
Movie date,
So-
70K.
Bowling, you
Popcorn,
pay for the movies,
burger.
popcorn, bowling, and everything.
Yes,
Try the whole experience. Relax now, the whole
In this
experience.
Lagos.
Yes,
now.
70K.
the whole experience.
They said it's actually
Bowling now, bowling. No, bowling.
No,
We
it's
are
saying
going
the
to
money
bowl.
is
Wait
small,
now, guys,
actually.
relax.
It's
Now.
small.
Guys, relax now. Come on,
Sorry,
calm
Lou.
down. Cool your temper.
Don't
first.
trigger me. Oh.
Wait. I'm saying, wait now, calm down.
Okay.
I'm saying we're gonna go bowling, right? We'll bowl while we wait for the movie. Then, I mean, it's a blockbuster most
I think,
of
are
the
you the
time.
one taking the person on the date?
I
saying
initiated,
if she
I initiated
initiates
it.
it.
Got you.
Now, if I'm in my house and you say, baby girl,
Where are you?
where are you? Let's go to the movies or let's
You
go
should pay.
grab
You
lunch.
should have carried
I will
it.
wear my clothes and come and eat.
You
Now
should
you
pay for
invite me
that.
to your wedding. Make I come chop.
But when you go there, why will you now point the most expensive thing
I
on the
don't
menu?
find the most expensive. Do you know why? Because of who I am. I know say tomorrow I go tell you.
Let's not
where we
forget
go.
that dating
And
in
if we go,
relationship
it's a
is
man.
actually different from going on dates when you're trying to
In
get
talking
to know
stage.
someone. Yes. You see, dating, going on dates when una don't gather day is very, very
See, I'm not
different.
in a relationship. I am
You
saying
see?
friendship dates.
Friendship
I am saying
dates, yeah.
you are my guy, you are my friend.
Your
and I
homie.
say, yes. Alpha, there's this movie showing now.
Relationship, unko.
See, right now, let me even tell you
My
something.
relationship
Let me even
with
tell you something. Let me even
such.
tell you something that is close to home. Let me tell you something close
Take
to
it home.
Me and Gifts, best wife.
Aww.
We go on movie days and we used to drag who we pay. Yes.
Wow.
That's
Is that
my
a guy- a
That's
guy?
my friend. That's a lady, Seth.
Oh, it's a lady.
Yes. What I'm saying is dates are dates. If you say, come out, let us go
Now
and
you go
chill.
pay.
Pay for
Now
it.
you invite me, come outside. If I say, come out, let's go and chill. Now me invite you, come outside. We should not be doing this back and forth
Okay,
of splitting of who will pay
Please,
or
so-
who.
So you
guess-
see dating.
What I'm saying.
So wait,
You see-
Slumflower,
you see-
would you
okay.
pay for a date? Even if you were the one that initiated
Let me
it?
answer on her behalf. No.
Yeah,
No,
I
I
say
have
no.
a voice. I'll speak for
I say
myself.
no.
Yeah, please speak for yourself.
No, I wouldn't pay.
If you were the one
Okay.
even if you were the one that initiated the date.
Usually, so
selected
when I've
the-
dated guys, and I've done that where I've been like, I want to go here, I've seen this new movie out. He's the one that will already have booked the tickets and organized it. I don't even have to ask him to pay. He's already done it. So I've never been in a situation where
Even when
I'm.
you initiate it.
Is it because you've
Where
never
are those
been in a
guys now? Where are those guys
situation?
now?
I
Are
don't
you
put
guys
myself in
married?
those
Pharaoh has a
situations.
question. So where
Where
the
are those guys?
now?
Are you guys married now? What did they
Oh, I don't
gain
want to be
from it
married.
and all of that?
Oh,
Okay,
you
so
You don't ever want to marry.
Good for
Have
you.
kids?
I don't want children.
good for you.
You don't want children.
You don't carry
Hold
me
on.
go where I know
Hold
you
on.
get.
Ma, it's okay
This is very important.
It's
This is
a
very
choice.
important
It's a
because
choice, actually.
Exactly.
many people don't want children. Children are not really important, to be honest.
Jesus Christ.
I have 7 of them, so
Oh my gosh, your
Because
children
you
are
have
hearing
seven of them.
that.
That's why you think that.
And they are
Sorry
the
to
oldest
those
is
kids.
24. You know,
But your point, sorry.
my point is, children are not important. Marriage is not important. To what end? These guys have bought you movie tickets. Where are they now? Like Pharaoh is saying.
They're out in the world living their life, just
So
like I'm living
for
my
you,
life.
they were just a stepping stone.
Not at all. I mean, movie ticket is not a stepping stone. It's a movie ticket.
So if it's just a movie ticket, why
Why can't you buy it if
for
it's
them?
just a movie
He's the one
ticket?
that suggested.
Okay,
No,
when
I
you
went
suggest-
on your
suggested.
suggested.
No, I'm saying he suggested paying. He's already bought the ticket. You're not getting what I'm saying.
Suggest. We
I'm
use
not.
it.
I don't meddle with men like that,
you
honestly.
see-
so I don't
see,
have an answer for
dating-
that because I don't
dating
date. I
in
don't deal with
Nigeria-
men like that.
Sometimes I
I deal
really,
with
I really
gentlemen.
wish women have the kind of money that they need because at the end of the day, it's poverty. What is ruining dating in Nigeria is poverty. When people start seeing dating as a means to get money, then love cannot happen. A struggling person cannot love. A person in survival mode cannot love. She sees a man and if most girls in Nigeria, when they look at you, they are already grading you. Okay, what are you wearing?
Absolutely.
What kind of keys, and they are grading what they can get from you.
Yeah.
When I was living in Abuja boys, I'm sorry, but people have borrowed my Mercedes Benz several times, and they knock with fake Mercedes Benz that is not theirs. Even my house. There's a guy that's. What's this? There's a guy that had to. Some people will change the pictures in the house to look like theirs. They get to that level, and the problem that the fact that this work is a problem.
Yeah.
It's a
Chai.
problem. Now I've dated girls from I've dated an Asian girl. I've dated an Australian girl. I've dated an American girl. Now, I had a quarrel with an ex, and it was, you work and I work. Why do you think you have to pay for everything? Everywhere we go, you are paying. That was an actual argument.
Is this ex-Caucasian?
No, she's Black American.
Okay, African American.
Yeah, African American. So she said, you work and I work. Why do you feel you have to pay? And that was a real argument that lasted for days. And I'm like, I just came back from Nigeria. This stuff is like that. So that affected my mentality. It's just a mentality thing here that we need to change. If the women are trying to change certain things that the patriarchy provided for us, they should not be selective with it. Don't be selective with it. If you're a strong woman, if you're a woman making money, if you deserve a lot of money in the office, also find ways to contribute. And that is how a healthy relationship runs.
Well, with
I have a
Pharaoh's
question
point,
for you.
okay,
On I don't know what you want to do, but I have a question for you on what you already said. I wanted to say, what's your take on marriage first?
Okay.
And what informed your decision of not ever trying to have kids?
good question. So I'll answer your question in a few parts. So to respond to Pharaoh's point about women dating men for money and how that has become a prevalent problem as he's described. For the most part, men are dating for sex. They're not dating because they're looking for the love of their life. I've literally never met a man who's like, I'm just on a search for the love of my life and I just hope I find out. No, they're dating for the convenience of access to women's bodies.
No, in
Is that true?
And
Hold on,
how
do you
that-
also have
and-
access to
and
his
how-
body?
Is the
and
woman
let me
not going
finish
to
my
orgasm?
point. No, you cannot be interrupting me like that, sir.
Sorry.
No, because I was asked a multi-part
this one
question. Huh?
How is it one
Sex
way?
is for two people.
Anyway, I thought you were saying something that was useful.
Let's hear it out.
Okay.
How is
So
this
as I,
one way?
no,
hear
it's my
out.
turn to speak now. I let you speak. So to answer your question about why I don't want to be married and why I said what I said to preface my question, in terms of the attitudes that men have towards dating, when we look at marriage, right, and who marriage is marketed to, marriage is mainly marketed towards women. And from childhood, most of us in this room who are women can remember the emphasis placed on the white dress and the ceremony and the overall respect and attention the bride gets on the wedding day, to the point where a lot of us for a long time, even me, I'll speak for myself here, for a long time, I aspired towards marriage. I genuinely thought that the most important day of my life would be my wedding. I lived my life thinking that once I marry, I've completed the final circle of life. But as I've gotten older and I've started to educate myself on what marriage entails, I've started to surround myself with people who are of age of being married and they've been married for years, and I've started to see the nuance of that experience. It's come to my understanding that it's not something that I'm going to just do for the sake of doing it. I believe for me that marriage is something that has to benefit the woman significantly. And that benefit needs to be financial before anything. And I know that me saying that will create a lot of discomfort in the room, especially to the young man on my right, because I know that a woman wanting money makes you very uncomfortable, but be strong, you got this. But as I was saying, right, the reason why money is important in marriage for the woman to prioritize is because marriage as a system already was designed to benefit men. And the reason why I say that is because marriage allows for even the poorest of men to still have a maid. The reason why I say that is because when we look at the roles that are imposed on women once they become married, and we observe certain cultures in the world that are still very much rigid in their traditions that have continued for years and years, we see a prevalent repetitive pattern of once the woman becomes the wife, her identity is lost. First of all, she loses her name and she takes on the man's name. Thankfully, we're seeing a time in the world now where there are a lot of married couples who are taking on both of each other's names, so a double barrel, which I think is very modern and progressive, but that's only recent in our times. But the large part of what I'm making here about my point as to why I don't want to be married, unless there's significant financial benefit in my favor, is because I've seen the ways that women get lost in marriage. They lose themselves. They lose their ambitions. Their life goes from being a woman who was chasing her dreams to being wife and mother. And whilst motherhood is such an important experience, and while it's so beautiful, and motherhood is the reason why every single one of us is in this room, the reality is women sacrifice so much more to be a mother than a man sacrifices to be a father. And for me, to put myself in that position of sacrificing my identity, my freedom, my future, it has to be worth it. And when I think about the idea of motherhood, it's not worth me risking mental health issues. It's not worth me risking dying, because you can die as well. It's not worth me risking stopping my career because I already enjoy my life as it is. There are many women who we often say things to them like, you don't have to be a mom. You can be an auntie. You can be an older figure in the family. But the reality is when we see men say they don't want kids, very rarely are they met with this response of, you don't want kids. It's almost like, yeah, fair enough. You're a businessman, you're a career man, you got things going for you. Maybe you might change your mind. But the reality is he doesn't stand to sacrifice that much compared to what the woman stands to sacrifice, her body image, her life. So for me, I don't see motherhood as something I want to do. I don't see marriage either. I'm very much enjoying my life as it is. I enjoy my freedom, and it's not something that I'm prepared to give up for the sake of it, unless, again, like I said, I'm in an exceptional situation that gives me enough reason to weigh up and say, you know what? This is worth it, and I'm willing to take the leap.
All right, as we take it home, do you want
Thank
to say
you for
something?
Yeah, I want to ask her. I wanted
to add something.
Wait, I want to ask her a question. You keep talking about the financial benefits. Say you're married to a man who is rich and you meet a man that is 10 times richer than you, interested in you. Would you still, stay with your lesser rich man or go for the higher rich man? If you were to get married, you already.
This is why I wouldn't get married, because you're not going to like my answer. Because the reality is, if I was married and the man that I'm with hasn't got as much money like you described, but I meet a man that has way more.
He has money, like good money.
Yeah, but I meet someone that has more.
$1 billion. So you meet someone that have $20 billion.
Well, this is the
and
thing.
is interested in you. What you do?
I'm not greedy. So if someone has $1 billion is a lot of anything. So I don't really need anything.
So
I'm happy where I am.
Higher
but if we're talking about a scenario that feels more realistic, let's say I'm with a man who maybe has 5 million and I meet a man who has 20 million.
Marriage to the man.
Let's say I'm married to a man who has $5 million. And I meet a man who has $20 million, we have to also consider, how is the man who has $20 million treating me versus how is the man who has $5 million?
Why would he be treating you when you're married to a man? How would he be treating you?
Well, because there are a lot of people who are married and they're not happy. Okay. There are a lot of people who are married and their husbands aren't treating them well.
Let me ask my final question.
To continue my point,
let's make this quick.
To continue my point, sir, because you asked me a question and I'm answering. The point I'm making here. Okay, cool. When I finish, ask me the other question. So the point I'm making is that as a woman, I'm always going to be prioritizing myself, because you know what? Men prioritize themselves in more ways than we're willing to admit. And we're not ready for a world where women actually speak openly about prioritizing their own well-being. And yes, if that man that I'm with, let's say he loses his money, right? Because that's the thing women hear a lot. You want a rich man? Well, what if he loses his money, right? We fantasize about the idea of a woman who likes rich men being with a man who loses his money. Guess what? He loses his money, he loses me, I move on.
Good. Okay. So you said marriage don't really benefit, women. And can you mention, say, 5 things that a man loses or is an inconvenience for him once he gets married?
I mean, an inconvenience for a man when he gets married, it's really hard to answer. Yeah, I don't really. Why would a man be inconvenienced by a system that's built to benefit him?
I'm saying
she cleans up after him. She sexually services.
So everything a man goes through in marriage is all sunshine and roses.
That's not what I said.
No. So what are the dark things?
Are you asking me what are the things that a man is losing in marriage?
No, a man is losing.
He's not losing anything.
He doesn't lose anything.
I don't think he's losing anything. He's married correctly.
Okay, who hurt you, man?
She talked about,
concerning. What do you mean who hurt me? I answered your question.
Who hurt you?
Who hurt you?
Who hurt you, darling?
Who hurt you, darling?
No, just answer me first.
Who hurt you?
Ladies first.
No, I think you should go first for this one. I'm giving you the permission.
I'm done.
No, are you sure? You can't handle it?
That point struck me. He said, when you are in survival mode, a lot of things start to matter when you're in survival mode. I'll tell you a story. I used to run a club in Lagos in, around 2004, 2006. And there was this billionaire's son who would come to the club. Anything he wanted, he'll sign. We send it to his office. At the end of the month, they send us a bill. It didn't matter if he had chicken and chips, or if he had 2 bottles of champagne, or if he hosted all his friends and they all had 10 Remy Martins. At the end of the day, it didn't bother him because he was not on survival mode. He was not counting pennies. Maybe if women stopped being on survival mode, movie tickets would not matter. Me paying, my husband wants to buy a car and he needs 20 million and I have 20 million lying around. I send it to him. Whether he breaks up with me a year or 2 later, it doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
No.
Hello?
Could it be the survival mode mentality? It stemming from both poverty of ambition and financial poverty. Because, for instance now, when I broke up with my ex, she drove away the brand new car I bought for. I didn't think about it twice.
Smart woman.
Yeah, because I would have said, okay, well, you drive the kids around in. But if that car was a gift she gave me, no be waiting with the talk. We go to talk now. So my question is, maybe if women got out of survival mode, then it will ease things around a little. And my question is to you, do you think the survival mode is what is dictating this? He must pay my Uber, he must pay my movie ticket. Do you think it is survival mode?
Yes, it's strongly on survival mode. So here's the thing with survival mode, right? A lot of times it's not about a function of what you have in your hand. It's a function of the brain. So you see a billionaire that has a jacuzzi in his bedroom go and be fighting for buckets in a party. You see that mentality. I've seen that happen first time. There are people that are rich with poverty mentality.
Hey,
That is the problem. That is survival mode. A lot of these girls that want you to pay their Uber fare and the rest of it, they might have more money than you in their bank accounts.
Or piggy vest.
I've seen it a lot. Talking about piggy vest, I have a worker. You know, when I'm talking from experience. I have over 43 staffs that works for me in different companies. Now, there's a girl, because I always try to improve my staff, tell them how to save, where to invest and all of that.
Powerful.
I taught her about piggy vest. I said, do you know you can invest a chunk of your salary, a bit of your salary here and all of that? The next month, she told me that she put her whole salary inside piggy vest.
The whole salary.
The audacity. So I begin to ask myself, so how will she be coming to work? How will she
survive?
I know she's not from a rich
Don't worry
home.
about
How will
that.
she survive?
Yeah.
And then
He's a good boss now.
And I keep seeing that, okay, different cars are dropping her in the morning, lunch is coming, flowers are coming, and all of that.
Can you they worry?
So I'm not worried about it. I'm just telling you, this is the reality I see every day. So it's a function of the mentality. They are poor in their mind. They have scarcity mentality, and that's why you need to avoid them. Nigerian guys, try to date outside. You will enjoy it.
all right,
my
as we're
perspective-
ending here.
Before we take it
They are
home,
still good
Okay, so
girls.
take it home with your
They are still
final
good girls.
question.
before we take it home, please, fellow ladies, like you know that these people have said that we are king of boxers and singlets.
What does that mean?
They say we always buy.
What's the most expensive gift you've ever bought a man?
I don't buy gifts for men.
I'm just asking us, please. Let's leave this year. I know we've gone into this year for a little bit, but for the rest of the year, please, let's leave boxers and singlet. If he drives a car, you can buy him tire.
But they need it.
PS5.
Majority of men need boxers and singlets.
There's a good gift, a thoughtful gift for every level that you're in. You don't need to be super rich. If he goes to the gym, you can buy him a gym set or a headphone or a shoe. You know, let's leave boxers and singlet for the rest of the year. God bless you.
International Men's Day, 19th of November. So, I mean, you can start saving so that you don't buy.
It's too far. It's too far. Do something for your man today.
Yeah,
if you have a man in your life, do
and
something
stuff.
for
If
him.
you have a good man in your life, emphasis on good man in your
And you
life.
know, the funny thing is, you
Thank
don't
you
need to
very
do
much.
too much. I'm going to share this story, but you know, he's moved on. He's good. I'm good. You know. So I took him. My friend had a spa, and you know, it was discounted. I'm sure that if he watches it, he will know it was a discounted, but it's the thought that counts. So she gave me discounts. You know, I took my man to that place.
Your ex-man.
My ex-man, you know, they doing leg pedicure and everything. I just sit down there, you know, I was in control.
Yeah.
He just they look me. He go look me. The next week, I know they has. I went to shoot. My sister when they come, he say, what's happening? They call me for code. Cooker.
Baba don't reciprocate.
Cooker.
Sharp.
With grill, oven cooker with microwave and an AirPod.
So you saw the seed. You saw the seed.
I said,
And you received in abundance.
That's
See,
so
I
cute.
don't have money, but there's this saying that they say that if you like somebody, so that's why I don't agree that you don't need to spend on who you like, even as a woman. If you like somebody, you have that urge.
And open your eyes too. Open your eyes.
See,
Don't be
Sunflower, why are you saying
Because it's cute. I'm listening to how happy she sounds talking about
in
it.
life. Sorry, if you build walls, you're going to ward off the bad and the good.
True.
may God give us.
So break down the walls.
May God give us the strength.
May God give us discernment, right? And may God also give us the heart to,
go for what you want.
Still, if it doesn't work out, because the truth is, you can't keep closing out. If you chase men away, the good ones will come, you chase away. The bad ones will come, you also chase them. So how will you know the good one if you keep chasing everyone? And this goes not even in relationship, even in your dealings with human beings. If everyone is a bad person, how will you know the good one?
You are the only good candidate.
So God bless you.
It feels
guys.
men should pay for
Chidera,
everything
I'm
that's
going to
happened
tell
in
you
history.
something.
Men should pay too.
Chidera, I'm going to tell you
hell
something.
yeah.
I'm not about
in my
to pay
life,
for
they're
what
going to do
Pharaoh
what I
do.
say. That's on
Pharaoh,
period.
I want to suggest
That's
something.
slavery.
I know I'm not in
I
a
don't
position
care.
to advise, but I can suggest to you. As someone who is 50, so if you are 31, I'm like 19 years older than you. One of the best gifts that you can give yourself is children.
I disagree. I don't want the gift.
I know,
it's
but
not every
see,
gift you have
let
to
me,
accept.
Let me tell you, children,
We're not
just
doing that.
reconsider, even if it's one.
No, thank you.
Maybe
You guys
not
don't do that to
now.
men. You guys don't do that to men. When men say they don't want kids, I
No,
don't hear
I would
men
say it's
saying,
even to him.
I
If
would
he
No,
say,
said,
I was,
I'm
I've
okay.
said that to men.
I'm
I'll say that
okay.
to anyone.
A friend
Because
of
of
mine
the
said that to
wonderful.
him.
You see, I have wonderful
Are
children.
you risking your life to bring a child into the world? You're not. So you don't get to tell
he
someone
has to.
That's what
He,
you
he,
think.
he
he's not
works-
going to
he
die
works-
But you
while
see,
his
I'm
wife
there
is
with
He
my
works
here.
construction.
He's
Listen,
not going
do you know
to
how many
die
men-
during childbirth. Ooh.
He can die during work.
Do you know how
But
many
that's not
men
childbirth.
have spied because their women,
Childbirth.
their wives spied?
Childbirth.
A friend of mine.
Childbirth.
Hold
I'm
on.
not doing it.
A friend of mine.
I don't want the
Sunflower.
advice.
It's actually
It's
not
not
good for
I chok one.
Sorry, Chidera.
Sir.
A friend of mine, Victor Iru, just lost his father. He was, I think, 3 or 4 years old when his mother died.
Chai.
His father refused to remarry and single-handedly raised all the children.
As he should. That's amazing.
Now, that man also died the day his wife died.
Oh.
No, he lived, but a part of him
died.
died.
So he's grieving the loss of his wife.
Do you understand?
That's really
now, many men, literally, this guy hypothetically passed on the day but there are some men that literally, you see the man burying his wife, and you just look at him that he not go reach 6 months.
Some
This
their
man was done.
girlfriends used to come for the funeral.
Come on, all those people don't
And
know
some women, the real
woman
fathers
die
of
now.
their children,
So how does this
also
link-
come for the. But what
So
I'm
how
trying to
does
say
link
is,
to you trying to convince me to have children that I don't
what
want?
I'm trying to
Because
say is,
I'm not
the
getting
risk
the point.
is there, but you live in the UK.
You're
from
saying
your
but.
accent.
No.
The risk is there.
No, thank
But
you.
if you live in the UK,
You're not speaking from lived experience of being a woman, so you're never going to know what that risk fully feels like to take. So you can't say to a woman, consider
how can you
dying.
call
That
having a
is not
child a
right.
risk?
It is a
It's the
risk.
most beautiful thing in the
It's
world.
also the most dangerous
Please,
thing for
and
a woman
I also
to
want
do.
restate, because people, if they watch this thing and they see my story, they'll say, I'm not a good person. No. I have scoring.
Once,
Yeah,
once,
like-
once you wake
Sorry.
up, once you wake up,
I'm not a good person.
Once-
When you say, wife
once you wake
material.
up, once you wake up in the morning, it's a risk already. Stepping out there, doing the hard job. You want a man that will provide, but that man have to go out there to do something dangerous to provide. He's
not always
risking, he's
dangerous to
risking
make
his
money.
life.
You can make money
every
online.
single day.
That's dramatic.
Okay, he can make money online.
Yep.
Who puts the mass that is about 100 feet into the sky?
Somebody else, but not him.
For that. So I'm talking about men as a collective, not a particular
The bottom line is
person.
I'm not having
so
any
I'm
kids.
saying that
So
I
we
don't.
good.
I mean, it's your choice. I can't tell you
Absolutely.
even to have kids.
Absolutely.
And all of that. But you cannot say that when a man say he doesn't want to have kids. People don't ask him why. It's always a weird look when anybody
Society doesn't
says
shame
that.
a man for not wanting kids. Look how many men are called bachelors.
Who said that? There's a song.
There's an
Mama
actual
refused to
word,
marry.
bachelor.
You be
Yeah,
a
vice
panchoko.
Sorry, guys.
So
You know,
on
so
that,
young forever.
on that bombshell of
Bachelor,
notes,
go and marry.
Chidera, Slumflower, thank you so much for giving us
Thanks
a
for
show.
having me.
So good to have you.
Victor Ugochukwu, Pharaoh,
Pharaoh.
thank you so much for giving us a show. You both came, gave us your very
Tom and
best,
Jerry.
and we are
I
super
swear.
grateful. Thank you so much.
Thanks for
For those
having
where
me.
they watch, I don't learn now. Like
And
we
if you
said,
don't like, make una
it's
no
okay
learn.
to express yourself,
Make una
but
born
it's
pikin,
important
oh.
that you listen to people. A round of applause for our guests. Thank you
pikin,
so much.